ready for being here. Chat, I know it's a weird day for this, but we're happy to have
Saturday. Core on a Saturday.
What a strange day. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
I guess this means we can forget about using the elevator.
Maybe not. Tom left a message. He wrote it on the floor in his own blood.
In his blood? Way to go, kid.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Core. This is Core, where we talk about video games. And by we, I mean me, Scott Johnson, Bo Schwartz, and John Jagger.
Woo!
Yeah.
Saturday
here.
morning, baby.
Saturday. Woo!
Well-rested Bo is here.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. I might actually put today's pre-show out for public consumption this week for two reasons. One, to make up for the lateness. Two, John had some really great Sony points I think are worth sharing. And three, Bo getting here late was a hoot. So we're gonna.
It was oddly video game related, so it's fine.
Yeah, it worked. It worked out in the favor of video game interest. So we may do once in a while. I like to do that.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's give it to the people. Let them know what they missed.
Let the people know what they're missing if they're not part of our Patreon or part of our Substack. So
Or they're going to need some extra content for their Nerdtacular flight, which is happening soon.
That's right. Did you? So you're all locked in, are you, Bo? Did you get a?
Not yet, but I think I've got like all the pins lined up. So Wednesday, I'm going to book my shit. Hopefully, the gas prices don't freaking fly through the roof 10x on my plane.
That'd be great.
Plane flight, but yeah, I'm like 99% there. I think
I got one big hurdle to get over, and then I'm locked in.
What's your hurdle?
I need to upgrade my ID to a travel ID.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, the
thing for you have to have for the new. Yeah. That's stupid ass shit.
Oh yeah.
They said I could do it online. I tried, and they were like, "We reject it.
We don't like.
Please make an appointment." So I tried to make an appointment. It wouldn't let me make an appointment. So now I have to go in.
Oh man. What?
I have everything I need. It should be open and shut.
Yeah.
I have everything you could possibly want to confirm.
Okay.
Everybody's saying it takes time to get it done. Look, I have the time I have.
Yeah.
It's not
all
a
we
lot.
have. All we have is the time we have.
Are you close enough to take a train or something like that?
No, you'd have to.
I'm close enough to drive if I
Yeah.
had to, but I've already got airplane tickets.
Yeah.
So that would
you want to
be
use them.
unfortunate.
Are they refundable? Hopefully, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope they may make that quick and easy for you. But yeah, this train, you're talking about interstate public transit, Bo. We don't have that kind of shit here. We're lame.
Oh man, there's such a great train line. I think it runs down to the States too, like on the Eastern Seaboard. It's like I can get to Montreal and Toronto by train. It's longer, but like you don't got to drive. It's chill. You know, it's way more comfy legroom than the plane. Hey man, via rail, like big fan.
No, same. Anybody from Europe, anybody from Asia, everybody from Canada, they all go, "Hey, just take the train," and we're all like, "What interstate train are you?" I mean, there's a train, but we got like, what's the thing called? It's old as hell, and I swear it crashes every 10 minutes. What's that called? Amtrak. There's that, I guess.
When was the last time we took the train? They're pretty good in 2026. Like I went on the train to Toronto a month ago, and I'm like, man, this is great.
I think you have good trains, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe.
We have a really great in-city and in-state thing called Trax, which is awesome. We love Trax, but
USA does have some trains. I'm pretty sure the Via Rail line runs to New York and stuff. I'm pretty sure there's some passenger stuff that heads all the way down the Eastern Seaboard.
Let me know all the way down. Let me know when it runs right through Salt Lake City down to Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be a week. It'd be like 4 days by train. If there was a line, it would take forever. Like it would, it's obviously not an option for me. But I was just thinking Arizona's got to be close enough that a train could be feasible if it existed.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. I haven't looked into that in a long time. So for all I know, we're trainless now. But anyway,
there's low-key a chance it doesn't work for me either. I don't get my passport till the day before I travel.
Oh my gosh.
So they're like, come pick it up on June 9th. And I'm like, fantastic. That's great. Thanks, guys.
Man, that is tight.
If they do same day passports, so I'd probably be fine. Like I'm having a lot of faith in the passport office.
Yeah,
but also I don't know. I don't know what the TF or what is it I don't know how the security is going to look at me. I'm a low key a little worried. They're like,
they're going to go, look at that hairy guy from Canada. What's going on there?
I'm pretty sure it'll be fine.
Chad says no one from Core is going to be there.
I'll be the only member of Core that makes it. That'd be weird.
But I've come to the States plenty and had no problem. So I'm just gonna close my eyes and we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, guys.
My wife and son can go. They'll get there no problem.
They're all set.
It's just me.
Yeah. Do you think young Woblolo?
Hi, Scott Wololo.
Do you think he could sit in for you in case we need a panel?
He absolutely would sit in on a panel for sure. It's getting anyone else time to talk that would be the challenge. He'd just be up there singing Scott Wololo, Scott Wololo for 15 minutes.
Party. Why not?
There's a real question whether that would succeed as a panel or not in my mind. But
I mean, it's a party, right? At a certain point, we're not trying to sell vacuum cleaners. We're just trying to have a good time. Right. So Wololo, man.
The Wololo to your heart's content.
Let the Wololo's ride or
I'm just excited to meet this kid. He's like a mythic beast, that John is raising and that we've not been able to meet, and I want to meet him. I'm excited about it, and I give him a sticker. I got a sticker to give him because he'll be a nerdtacular kid. He gets a sticker.
There's another kid we can be proud of. He's not my kid. He's Mike's kid. But they came to my house yesterday, knocked on
like a wellness check or what? What do you got going?
No, they came over because they're like, little Ivan was like, he went to D&D camp and he wants to play D&D, and they're like, do you have any D&D books? There weren't any at the library. And I was like, yeah, man. And I just gave him all, I gave him like $500 in D&D stuff. I'm like, I'm not really using them, and I know it all in my head. So like, here's all my 5th edition stuff. Knock yourself out. And just, maybe if I need it, I'll come get it. But you can
are you Uncle Bo in this scenario? Do they treat you like
kind of? Yeah, it's just like that. I'm just like, here's all your D&D drug paraphernalia. Enjoy yourself.
It's great. I love that.
I felt good. I felt good about it.
Yeah, you did.
Passing on the D&D tradition, and the kid was just like, I want to play D&D.
Yeah, no, you made a real. I think you made a dent in the otherwise Hasbro owned nightmare.
I told him not to stay up too late reading about demons.
Yeah, don't be doing that, or you'll get up at noon if you do that. Exactly. Anyway, we're going to get right into it. Lots to talk about today. John had a real Finnish games week, and right. I'm so excited to get into it.
Not games from Finland.
No, not the Finnish games, but the completion of games this week. I had whatever the opposite of that is, and Will.
Have you finished any games this year? Should we resurrect bugging Scott about completing games?
I've beaten a couple of things, but they were from either last year,
or
they were from last year,
or they were really small.
This year,
I think I finished something earlier this year that was super small, but I can't remember what it was. It may have been last year. I'll have to check. Anyway, we'll get to all that. We got that coming up. I wanted to let people know that the very popular for a long time, we had this mouse mat called the Blue Prophecy mouse mat. And people have been saying, put it back. And I said, well, I'll get around to it. And I finally did. If you liked the Blue Shell Gaming mouse pad, which is basically, big nasty thing that ruins Mario Kart shell on a mouse mat, art by me, shipped anywhere in the world. It is back and available on the store. So just wanted people to know, if you got a little hankering for, being mad at a thing that screws up your race every time, I got good news for you. Back in stock.
The item that everybody seems to hate and yet continues to be in the game.
Yeah, it's there whether we like it or not. This may freak out some of you. It's got blood on it, but other than that, I'm not real blood. Or I should sell it and say it's my blood.
I sure hope this isn't Chris's blood.
It's not Scott's blood.
He was in first place when we were coming to the mansion.
Anyway, they're available and yours if you want it. So go check it out. And also, if you're international and you just assume that shipping sucks, always check, because some of this stuff, the way it gets sourced, they try to source it regionally or locally, and ends up being way cheaper for internationals than you might think. So definitely check that out. All right, time for us to get into the meat of the day. And the meat of the day involves next month's games. So here comes the meat. Watch for the meat. I can't find my tab. Where is it? Here it is. The meat. Let's get to it. The games of June 2026. Yes, folks, we're already there where we have to talk about these.
Game time again.
Yep.
I didn't finish the last batch of purchases.
Me neither. In a big way.
Well, I got good news. It's a quieter month.
Oh, good. All right.
June not as crazy as May.
Well, what if you're really into Star Fox? Because that's coming out, the remake of the Star Fox there. You can get that in June.
It is. That's a good purchase for you.
Second Star Fox 64 remake.
I think I might get that.
I know.
Is it the second or is it the third?
Oh, I thought 3DS was in this.
Star Fox 64 is kind of a remake of Star Fox.
Oh.
It's not the same game, but it's the same concept.
Okay.
It would be like if they made a new Star Wars movie and it was about the Empire building a giant space station, and I guess they did that with Return of the Jedi.
Sort of, yeah. They kind of retread it.
And The Force Awakens.
And The Force Awakens.
And The Last Jedi.
Yeah, they really were into.
Oh wait, no, not Last Jedi. Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker. The bad one. Yeah, not just bad one. The terrible one. It's terrible.
It's so bad.
So freaking bad.
Anyway, so Star Fox 64 is kind of a remake of Star Fox.
Yeah.
And then they did. I want to say they did a up-res of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think they did it twice.
Okay. I know that I know the 3DS got something. That's all my memory will allow.
Star Fox games. What are all the games?
Where the GameCube
Star Fox 64 3D.
Yeah.
I think is one of them.
Wasn't it always 3D, or is that the original?
I think that's the 3DS one.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. There was a 3DS version.
There's a lot of them.
All right. They really are trying to squeak as much Star Fox juice out of that game as possible. And they're also riding on the fact that they just showed Star Fox on the big screen in that new movie, which I know you saw. We're going to talk about that later.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious because I also saw you know how I hadn't seen the first one? I saw it. I watched it last weekend, with the kids.
Okay, well, we'll talk about. Do we want to talk about Mario movies right now?
I mean,
like Mario movie review. We'll just put it all right here.
I'll make mine very quick. So it's the first one. We're talking about 2023.
Yeah.
Just missed my radar for whatever reason. Didn't avoid it. I just didn't get around to it. Finally watched it, and I think that movie was exactly what it should be. A bunch of fan service. I think the freak out over who's voice acting what was misplaced. It's like, who cares? It's all fine. And I thought it was fun. I had a good time.
The only voice I didn't like or didn't think was serviceable, because there's a few that I'm like, it's fine. Not what I would do, not how I would go, but it's fine. Was I thought Cranky Kong was a big miss.
Oh, yeah. That was...
I didn't like it. And I like the guy. It's Fred Armisen.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I like him a lot. I just did not like that choice for Cranky Kong.
There's a weird pick. I didn't think I was going to like, what's his name, as Donkey Kong, and I did.
Oh, Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen, yeah. That actually worked.
I thought he was actually a fine Donkey Kong.
Yeah, it was really good casting.
I think most of them were pretty solid. Cranky Kong, and then the choice to not do Mario music, I think, was a bad one.
Well, there was a lot, though. You mean like...
there was barely any.
Well, this is point.
I will tell you, there is a version. They rescored the movie, so there was a version with Mario music, and then they went, "Don't do that. Put a bunch of pop songs and stuff in there instead." And I've seen footage with the Mario music in there. It's better. Also, clearly, feedback they got, because in the new movie, almost no pop music, all Mario music. It's better.
Oh, they got the menu. Or the memo. They got the menu, guys. They got the menu.
Better.
Okay, so but that's interesting because what they did, the arrangements they did use, because there was some
really good. Yeah,
were so noticeable to me that it was one of the first things I said to my wife. I said, "Oh my gosh, that's the overworld theme for Super Mario World," and then that's another thing would play. I'm like, "That's exactly the music in N64 when you first see Peach's castle." Like I was keying in on those things. I heard a Galaxy music reference. I heard something else. And then some old school stuff. So I thought they used a ton, but you're telling me they barely used any in the larger scheme?
Like, so when they play Take On Me, one of the most overused now songs in all of media, that was supposed to originally be the Donkey Kong Country theme.
Oh, they should have done that, yeah. I get why they didn't. I get why executives would go, hey, we got the money, you know what the kids want? Is that Bo? What is that?
Bo.
Oh, it's your cat.
Bo's cat.
No, you're fine. I just make
Yeah,
sure.
Bo just decided to start going meow while other people
I
talk,
honestly-
just to remind everybody that he's here.
It didn't first. At first, it didn't hit me as like the sound of a cat. I thought it was Bo making a sound, like you were going.
Nope.
Okay.
It's just a new little thing Bo does during the show. He just when he's thinking about stuff, he just meows.
You guys showed up on the perfect day for this. Yeah, I liked it though. So tell me, is the new one good? The reviews are terrible, but the audience reviews are really strong. I assume it's another good fun time.
Yeah, it's kind of more of the same. I went in thinking it was going to be awful because this movie was reviewed as if it was a sin against film,
Like a real turd,
and,
like actual
like
poo.
super bad. An actual crime happened, and so I was expecting pretty bad. And as a result, I think, pleasantly surprised that it, to me, was right on par with the first one. It definitely still feels like a movie that anytime it could do something earnest or heartfelt, it goes, but why would we do that?
Yeah.
What if we just undercut any emotionality for not doing it? And like, that's the thing, is they don't even trade it off for something else. It's not even a case of like, oh, you had this touching story moment, and instead of like leaning into it, you put a joke in there. Like, it's not even a joke. It's just like, what if we just let this moment lapse? What if we just did nothing with this? So I thought that was a bit of a shame. It is true, Star Fox and his stuff is probably the best part of the movie, which is probably why the next movie they're doing sounds like it's Star Fox.
Yeah.
I did think the first one was a little bit better, although is one of the most beautiful movies I've seen. Like, the new movie looks amazing, and I do think the soundtrack is much better. There was one funny moment with this because this is the first movie I've ever taken my son to, where we actually went to a movie theater. Because even though it's out on digital, I did see this in theaters. My son is really into Mandalorian right now, so we're going to probably go see Mandalorian and Grogu. But we kind of wanted to give him a test run on a family-friendly movie that we wouldn't mind walking out if it turns out he can't handle going to movies. But
Sure.
He did pretty good. The only problem is my son has a tendency to, whenever he gets really excited, he just he can't contain it, and he doesn't know what to do with himself when he feels that excitement, and he just starts doing explosions. He'll just sit there and go,
Yeah. He's into it.
and like, it's just, he just gets a little overhyped. And we told him, like, hey, you're in a theater, you can't be running around doing explosions during the movie. And you could tell this was like putting a cork loosely in a bottle and shaking it. He was just like,
Oh man.
All he wanted to do. So we got to find a way to tell him, like, hey, quiet explosions or something. Sit there and go,
Yeah.
and just keep it quiet and it'll be fine. Because he just let it build up, and he was just like, oh, I'm getting so excited. Because it was a lot to take in. But there was a funny moment. I saved the quote because it made me laugh. There's a line in this movie that is said by Bowser, and when it got said, both my wife and my stepdaughter just turned and stared at me during the movie.
Okay.
So here's the quote from Bowser. Sometimes on this rainbow road of life, we lose our way.
Yeah.
But if you're lucky, a tiny version of yourself helps you remember your true calling.
Okay. All right.
And everybody just looked at me and then looked at my son and then looked back at me. And I was like, it's true.
Yeah,
It's true.
Yeah.
I am here with a tiny version of myself.
Plus that seems so on the nose. My gosh. Yeah. But also he was made tiny in the end of that first movie. Spoilers, everybody. But they
Right.
shrunk him
But
down.
in this case, he is talking about his son.
Yeah. That's right.
Because Bowser Jr. is in the movie. And there's a moment in this movie. I don't really feel like it's a spoiler. Because it's the Mario movie, guys.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Sure.
There is a part where Bowser is believed dead.
Oh shit.
At the hands of Mario, friggin' murderous Mario. And ever since I got my son a Bowser and Bowser Jr. Hot Wheel, I was like, this is you. And pointed to Bowser Jr. and said, this is me. And when my son saw Bowser die, he was like, He's not happy about it at all. He didn't think this was good.
Oh man.
And I was like, it'll be fine, buddy. It'll be fine.
You'll be okay, bud.
But it was a fine movie. Just like, the funny thing is I think I probably had a more positive reaction to this movie than the first one, because the first one I was like, man, I hope this is awesome. And it was okay. This one I was more like, I hope it's not terrible. And it was okay.
Yeah.
Like, to me, they're all on the same kind of level of popcorn flick. And it's, just go there with your kids, watch it with your kids, like, enjoy the references to Nintendo stuff, and don't think too much about it.
I'm pretty sure, like, you can buy it at home right now or rent it, but it's also going to be on Peacock in like no time. So
yeah,
you'll be able to see it kind of for free.
Just
so
check it out, and don't expect too much. In fact, apparently the way to go into it is to expect it to be awful.
Yeah, apparently John found the right way to see the sequel follow up. And the rest of the audience agrees with you. It seems like everybody's like, hey, this is pretty good. And the critics just hate things. So it's fine.
Yeah, I think I don't know that. I think film critics and like video game critics are such an interesting difference, because I don't think they approach things the same way.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of film critics go, okay, this is a movie for children, I'm going to grade it on the level of, like, for a children's movie. I think they like, what do I, a film critic, think of this movie?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's fine.
It's all right.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine, guys. Relax and enjoy Mario.
Was there a better story to tell? Yes, 100%. Do they do everything in their power to avoid it? Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, in the hands of Pixar, this would have been a movie that made you cry. In the hands of Illumination, it's a movie that makes you go, it wasn't a total waste of time.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. Illumination Films, not a total waste of time.
Yeah.
That should be their new thing. I'd buy that for $1, as they said in famously in RoboCop. All right, well, back to these. There's our reviews, everybody. Star Fox. John will be buying Star Fox. I might be. I don't know. I'm tempted. It looked really cool in that showcase. I don't know. I need to see some reviews. That's what I need on that one. Seventh Guest remake is also happening. Lots of remakes. In fact, I noticed the Gothic 1 remake is also coming out in the month of June. Yeah, the Gothic 1 is the one that stood out to me. I was like, maybe. It looks pretty cool, man. Yeah, I don't know. Did you ever play the first, any of the Gothics before? I might own one, but I never really played them. I remember. I never played them. I don't have one. I played Gothic 1 forever ago, and I remember thinking it was awesome. At the time, I look at it now and I go, oof, that's some rough business. But for sure. But they were kind of ahead of themselves at the time. Like, they were doing stuff with kind of open world RPGs that other games would do better maybe later. But I'm actually interested, and the graphics look really nice. Like, they clearly have done a actual remake here. I mean, this looks like a man. In Gothic 1,
a man.
That looks like a man. In Gothic 1, in the original, that is not. The people look real goofy. I'm telling you, this is like a huge skin upgrade. Whether or not the gameplay holds up is going to be a question. So we'll see how that goes. So that's one. That's one of them. Let's see what else. We wrote in here. Monopoly Star Wars. If you're into Monopoly and Star Wars, I don't know that there's ever been a better time for you than now.
I had to put this in here because Monopoly Star Wars for me is a nostalgia pick. Like, there's already been a Monopoly Star Wars. Yeah. And if you know that, then you're excited for this because it came out back in the day. It was really goofy. It was really stupid. You got to be all your favorite Star Wars characters running around a board, buying properties, and, the dice would explode and the characters would interact in weird ways, and it showed movie clips whenever you landed on a property. Like, I really liked that game when I was a kid. So the fact that they're doing it again, I'm like, hell yeah.
You're into it.
The same time,
can we designate you as the reviewer of Monopoly Star Wars on the show?
Yes, okay. I will 100% get Monopoly Star Wars.
All right.
I loved it too much as a kid. to not get it here. I mean, it was at a time where like you could play as Boba Fett.
Yeah.
That was crazy back in the day. It was like, why won't more games let you play as Boba Fett?
Yeah.
And here he is.
Yeah.
The only way you can play as him is in Monopoly.
I love it. I can't wait for an in-depth 100% review because John's beating all video games now. That's what he does. He beats them all.
That's all I do. I just beat all day.
I did notice this new NBA on the Run thing's coming out, and I bring this up for sports fans in our listening audience who I know feel like they get short shrift. We don't talk a lot about sports titles, but I like a good arcadey sports title, and this does look like a bit of a return to the NBA Street games and maybe NBA Jam to a degree. It's a developer I've never heard of. Play by Play Studios is both publishing and developing this. They have an NBA license for it, so they must have some sway. But anyway, if you're looking for a good 3-on-3 arcade kind of deal, it might be all right. You know, I've seen worse ideas.
I could go for it. Like that's why we don't talk about sports very often, is because I liked the arcade era of sports games, and then we kind of just got away from it and just started making the same lame version of the sports sim, which is fine for people that like it, but if you don't, it's like, well, who cares?
Yep. If you were super into Dave the Diver, they got a new. This isn't an expansion. This is an actual game, like a whole new game, right? In the jungle, I think it is. Yeah, you go to the jungle. Dave goes to the jungle. There's jungle shit going on, but also you dive in the jungle because you're Dave the Diver, so you still have to be diving. And so you do it in the jungle. Look at that fish.
Looks like a penis.
It does. It's a penis fish. It's exciting stuff. Anyway, if you're a big fan and would like to continue your Dave the Diver experience, apparently that's also coming out.
I got a few more that's not on the list.
Yeah, what do you got?
To get to it. Star Seeker, Astroneer Expeditions. It's like a massively. It looks like it's a multiplayer space builder game. Seemed pretty cool.
Yeah, I love Astroneer. Is Astroneer? This is them doing this?
I don't know. I think so.
Mean, it says Astroneer Expeditions. It would be weird.
Is it Systemera Softworks?
Yes, that is the developer.
Okay, this has to
be
the
Astroneer. Yeah, it's the Astroneer. It's kind of like MMO Lite, I think, is the deal with this. So it's Astroneer, but with online. I never really played Astroneer, so I wasn't familiar with it, but it looked pretty awesome.
It was cool.
So that comes out June 11th. Probably early access, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
So that's a big one that's kind of on my radar. There's another one too that's really worth mentioning, which is Voidling Bound. This during one of the Next Fests was like overwhelmingly positive. It's basically kind of Spore, where you raise up monsters and then you go and fight with you control them and fight with them and stuff.
Oh, it's that's right. But kind of behind the shoulder sort of shooter, but you're building creatures or evolving creatures to better handle situations or something.
Yeah.
It's not like Pokemon, though, right?
I never really tried it during it, but it's. I think it's more like a hybrid between Pokemon and Spore, where you're building your creatures, but you don't summon them, you play as them while you're also breeding them. Probably like a not sardonic eugenics, if I had to guess.
I like your dude with the big backpack, kind of square looking guy. He's cool.
Yeah, it was overwhelmingly positive during the thing, and I never actually checked it out, but I kept it on the watch list. So that comes out, and it's on the Steam calendar. It has a bigger image, which generally means it's like more wishlisted, probably, or something. I don't know.
I think so.
Maybe it doesn't mean anything, but the bigger releases seem to have.
Yeah, I think wish lists, according to a dev I talked to once, if the higher the wish list, the more likely they'll get showcased, is what he said, which makes sense, right? Because
yeah. And I think that one hit a lot of wish lists, and it looked cool. So those are some of the big ones. There's also a game called Spacecraft, which I think is just kind of like indie No Man's Sky that has looked pretty decent.
Oh, I'd be into that.
That's coming out. And did I have any other ones on the list here?
When you ever played those Dead or Alive fighting games back in the day? Because there's a Dead or Alive 6 last round coming out.
Yeah, that apparently is going to be like it's something of a re-release. It's not really like a new one. It's taking all the stuff that has come out for Dead or Alive 6, which I believe has been a free-to-play bit, and putting it into a paid package.
Oh, okay.
I think I read that it will not be able to interact with the free-to-play version, which is maybe a mistake, but I don't know if that's true. I don't follow I don't follow it that close enough to know.
Do you know if the booby physics will be Dead or Alive? Legacy.
I follow it close enough to know that yes, there will be booby physics.
Okay, because they were this series was like the OG booby physics game. PS2.
Jump wrong, knock yourself out, kind of.
Yeah, totally.
I got it.
So, kicked him right in the nuts. Anyway, that's coming out.
Another one that I had on there, and I was hoping that I would have played the demo, but I was too busy doing other stuff, is the, I think, poorly titled The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales, which I think is a not a good name. It is not a game that makes me want to brag about playing The Adventures of Elliot, but...
I saw
from the
this.
people who made Octopath Traveler and Bravely Default, which is a good pedigree.
Yeah.
So I am interested in it. So I downloaded the demo, but I didn't play it. I was too busy with other stuff this week. There is a demo, though, if people want to try it. But title aside, I'm compelled and interested in this game.
All their titles are dumb. Like Octopath Traveler is maybe the most decent of them, but like Bravely Default, that's dumb. That's like saying, that my refrigerator does ice and then water if you press a button. So by default, it does ice. It's Bravely Default.
I don't mind that. I can handle some weirdness. It's when you stick like, I don't know. I'm sure maybe in Japan or something, like Elliot maybe sounds like a cool name, but it just makes me think of E.T. It's like after E.T. went home, Elliot became an elf man in a red hat. And, like, I don't know. It just too normal of a name. Like, it's not fantasy enough. It's to be like the brave adventure of Greg. Like, there's nothing wrong with the name Greg. It just and then you add the Millennium Tales after it. It's just, it's too fancy. In the middle, you got the name Elliot, and it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with that.
It's like when you find out that originally they wanted to name Terra in Final Fantasy VI like Tina or something like that. It was like, it wouldn't have been good.
No, again, these are fine names, but you need to. It takes you out of it if it feels like, it's the Adventures of Kevin. It's like,
The Millennium Tale.
Yeah, it's just too weird. I'm with you there. Anyway, that's basically it. It's a decent list. It's not near like this last month. I mean, May was crazy with releases and like big hits and a couple of surprise hits and stuff. I don't feel like we've had a May like this in a while. So more on that later when we talk about what we played.
Yeah.
Some other news. Bo, celebrate your intuition, I guess. Or I guess, I don't know if you were sure about this or not, but New Witcher New Witcher 3 DLC. Hey, Witcher D.
Witcher D coming at you.
Coming at you fast. That is, in fact, coming next year. They are doing it. The rumors were true. It's confirmed now. They're making Witcher 3 content. What do you think of that?
I mean, I'm stoked. I thought maybe because the anniversary came and went, it wasn't going to happen. And this is only scuttlebutt, right? Crofton mentioned it to me, and the idea hadn't popped in my head, and then I looked online, and there's lots of rumors for lots of beloved things. Why would this actually come out? So it's a nice piece of news that it was actually true.
Yeah. Did you? I mean, you wouldn't have bet money on it. You would thought this was all folly a little bit, or what?
No, I wasn't 100% sure. It just seemed like there was a lot of scuttlebutt, but there's a lot of scuttlebutt about Half-Life 3, and that never comes out
constantly. Yeah.
But every now and then something does. To me, it just did make sense, because how does CD Projekt Red make money? Like, they come up every 5 years and release a game. I'm like, I think they got to release some shit. Sure, their trading card games or the little side projects do okay, but not on the scale that like a company their size is looking for it. They got to do something. And when they announced Witcher 4, and it's like, it's not coming out till like 2030.
You don't think they're like GTA, or not GTA, but Rockstar, where they can do that, where they just show up every 10 years, poop out a thing, have some service stuff in the meantime?
I think so what I think was Witcher 3, they had crazy sales, and that was the start of an era for them.
For sure.
The only other game they released was Cyberpunk, like 7 years later. That's it. That's all the money they're coasting on. Now, they probably do sales like year round every year because they're so popular of a game. They, those games just keep selling and selling and selling. Even on sale. Like, I'm sure they're generating revenue, but not. You need that hot cash injection every so often, and it just feels like the plans for Witcher 4, 5, and 6 are to do it Yakuza style. Like, there's not going to be DLC for those games, and I think they want to release them in quick succession. I think everyone will believe it when they see it, but that's been the stated plan in the earnings call reporting when they're talking to their shareholders. That, like, don't worry, boys, we got the money coming. 3 Witcher games and a Witcher 1 remake.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And like Cyberpunk 2 won't be till like probably 2035. Like, we might not even see it. Like, I'm doubtful we'll even see it. So they can only work on so many projects at a time, and they take a long time to work on their projects. And it's just in my head, I'm like, they need some money. Well, as John says, just release a game about Blizzard, right? Where it's just like, they're not Blizzard. they don't have a recurring money hose, and they sold off good old games. So they don't even have good old games revenue anymore to rely on.
You're right. They're also the one difference too between them and Rockstar, which I think is the closest analog here, is yes, both companies sell a lot of their flagship game all the time, even though it's old now.
Right.
That's true. But what Rockstar has that they don't is GTA Online, which remember originally Cyberpunk was supposed to have a whole after the fact endgame multiplayer online crime syndicate thing that was going to rival that, and then they scrapped it in light of, I think, the bugs at the beginning or something. I don't remember what the deal was. Yeah. But that's the main difference between them. Like, if everyone wants to know how GTA gets away with 10 years between releases, it's because
they have
GTA Online is
money hose.
Pumping money every day all over everyone's
they have an
face.
They have an online money hose. They arguably don't need to release GTA 6. It's just they need to from you got to like look at your pillars, and you're like, even though this isn't profitable anymore, this is an important part of how we got here and why people are doing the other thing, right? Mm-hmm. So, you kind of got to do it. But technically, they can be forgiven for just not releasing GTA 6 for another 10 years, because why would they? Yeah. It's the World of Warcraft problem all over again.
Well, yeah, it's perfect analog is how WoW works.
Yeah. For them. And so Witcher doesn't have this luxury. Like, CD Projekt Red doesn't have this luxury. They've got to like release some shit. And you know what? Like, I do the calculus in my head, and it's like Witcher 3, it's like probably got the hugest install base. Like, it's I think like the 8th most best-selling game of all time, like flat out. Like,
it's big.
It's up there on the top 10 most sellingest of games. And it's like, who cares how old your game is? Like, Diablo 2 Resurrected came along. Diablo 2 is like, you guys want an expansion? Everyone's like, yeah. Like,
yeah, we do.
We're actually kind of learning that there isn't like this expiry date on DLCs and expansions, right? If like a game is beloved enough, you could make a mint on selling an expansion for, just think of it, Dragon Age Origins. What if they're like, you know what? We're going to make a DLC for Dragon Age Origins. I'm in. I would buy that, and Witcher 3 being like one of the most beloved, best-selling games. Like, well, why wouldn't you? That's like, it's literally $50 million or $100 million, or I don't even know how much they make on Witcher shit. Like, they're going to sell a lot of copies of it.
Do you want to hear I have the top 10 of all time. You want to hear it? This will be interesting.
Sure.
Number 1, Tetris. That's a weird one because it's multi-platform and it's been around forever and it comes up and off. Yeah. And so it's tracked a little weird, but estimated $520 million in sales, more than $500 million in sales. Minecraft, $350 million. Grand Theft Auto 5, $230 million. Red Dead Redemption 2 at $85 million. Then Wii Sports, Mario Kart 8, PUBG, Terraria, The Witcher 3 at number 9, $65 million. No, it's got to be more than that. Anyway, and then Skyrim after that. I would have put Skyrim higher. I thought Skyrim, not that I think it's better, I don't, but I thought it would.
I think Witcher 3 is like, it has the broad, like, I don't know what you'd call it, just the literary appeal of it. Like, if you're not into games but like reading books, like fantasy genre fiction,
it's true.
It's like, it's really good at it. And it's also like, it's got the lovey triangle-y business. People just kind of like Yennefer or Triss. Like, like it's weird, but like, it's not just like I game 40 hours a week type gamers that are going to play Witcher 3. It's just going to be people that are into The Witcher,
I think that's why Cyberpunk also
Henry Cavill and whatever. Like it's almost got an adjacent like romance novel light appeal to it with how it's very realistic, but how there's like definitely romance in the stories, especially the games. I don't know about the books or TV show as much, but definitely the games are like very romantic. And I think the fantasy is very approachable because, the Geralt just speaks like us. Like he says things like, mutation, which I don't think like if you go to the medieval dark ages, no one's like saying the word mutation except like a weird enclave of scientists. Like it's not a big known surf word, you know what I mean? But he's just like he's got like this dialect like he's in 2023 because it's some weird fantasy world conjunction of the spheres, blah blah blah. Like there's reasons for it, but like basically it's approachable. And and so it's like you were the 9th best-selling game in the world, and it's only 10 years old. You released a free update updating its graphics and shit. Like you have fertile soil to release like 5 DLCs still. It doesn't matter how old it is. I just played it. I just spent 150 hours plus with it. It's great. It hasn't aged a day as far as I'm concerned.
Why do you think they haven't done that? Is it just strictly, they have other projects they want to do? They wanted
other
to do
projects,
Cyberpunk?
Maybe traditional thinking. I think people I think they release games and they're done with them. Because I think for 90% or 95% of game properties, when you're done, it's best to move on. Yeah. And I think Witcher's a little unique, and situations where you can release a DLC like Diablo did many years later are a little unique. And it's probably a shot in the dark. Like a lot of your business metrics are based on like previous quarters, previous year's performance. It's been 12 years. Like what do you base a pitch on this on, right? It's on faith. Like I think if we make it, we're going to sell a lot. That's that. I don't care what kind of bullshit like spreadsheets they're showing people to prove like if we do this, we'll make this. But they're guessing. Yeah, it's a good guess though. Like I think everyone, I feel like it's a good guess, but it's a high risk. But they probably need revenue to carry them towards their big ambitious 4 to 6, which they probably have a lot more confidence that they'll sell a lot of copies of. So yeah.
They're also got to bridge some story gaps that I think will be interesting to see in this DLC. And when they say DLC, do we think it's going to be
X-Pack, not DLC? They've come out and been like, excuse me, expansion.
Here's what they're saying. Like, they say it will be the 3rd expansion. You're right. That's the term to come out. It will launch in 2027 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. CD Projekt Red is co-developing Songs of the Past with Fool's Theory. I don't know who they are. Songs of the Past will return players to the role of legendary monster slayer Geralt of Rivia in a brand new adventure when it launches, blah, blah, blah. They don't give us much else. We don't know. Yeah. Who's
Fool's Theory is an Obsidian, basically, to their Bethesda kind of thing. And they're full of ex-CD Projekt Red Witcher devs. So
it's good to have somebody like that to make your...
Well, they're making the Witcher 1 remake as well. And they're all in the family, just a different company. It's nothing to be concerned about.
Man, the Polish did pretty good after World War II. Happy for these guys.
We made The Witcher. But no, one of the things about this too is that I don't know if it'll bridge story gaps. It's called Songs of the Past.
Yeah.
There's some speculation that it might actually be Dandelion telling tales of the past.
Oh boy.
To get some backstory. Because there's a lot of like I think the Witcher series of books is a lot of short stories and different adventures that connect together, and they might blend in some. I have a lot of faith that they're going to make a fun game. When I hear like genre traps like flashbacks, I'm like, I think CD Projekt Red's going to make something cool. It'll be fine. Yeah. And also like I'm so OP, I have so many swords and armors at this point. It would be good to go to a point where things are challenging again. You know
what else?
Even though the last boss fight in Blood and Wine, fucking hard. Holy shit.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my God. It's so bad. It's so hard. Like brace yourself. Like, but it doesn't matter how much gear you have. He's got just like crazy attacks. It's
so there knows what I would like. I'm not going to get this, but I wouldn't mind if they were like, and we're doing more DLC for the freaking Cyberpunk. So here's another one of those.
I mean, they might. You don't know. You never know.
You really don't know, because there was a time where they said we weren't going to get anything after the initial release, and then the Idris Elba business happened.
But they said no. They've been asked. They said no.
But they've said no before, though.
But
but their plan for
what if
like
they
today's
do?
plan. Sorry, John.
What if they do?
Today's
that's
plan.
it. That's my whole point. Is but what if they do?
I like it.
Today's plan is Witcher, because the justification they gave is like, we're doing Witcher 1 remake, we're doing Witcher 4, 5, 6 in quick succession, and then Cyberpunk 2 after. We ain't got time for anything else.
Yeah,
we've got time for the expansion because we need money. This is what we're doing.
Yeah,
I don't think yes, you're right. Cyberpunk 2078, the next one, is not coming out till 2040. That's the reality. They think it's coming out probably in 2030. It's probably not coming out for 15 years. So maybe they will do a Cyberpunk DLC eventually.
It can't be 2040. My son will be 40.
Have you heard how many AAA releases that they're thinking of releasing?
I'll be
Witcher
dead.
1 remake, Witcher 4, Witcher
Their
5,
audience
Witcher
is going to
6.
be playing it in a retirement home.
Yeah, if we're lucky.
So in the pipeline of main AAA releases, it's the 5th game in the pipeline. Witcher 1 remake, Witcher 4, Witcher 5, Witcher 6, Cyberpunk. You really think it's coming out in 5 years?
Probably
After
not.
the first one took 12.
I mean, you're not wrong, and that's probably why they're saying no. Because where does it even fit? But
yeah, I don't know how many.
I'm gonna say 2032. There you go.
2032. Okay,
2032. That's when it's.
Somebody
coming
mark
out.
this down. We're gonna come back to this.
I also think we're gonna get a DLC for Cyberpunk 2077. I didn't say expansion. I think more is coming. You know why? Because we're gonna get Edge Runners 2, and everybody's gonna be chomping at the bit, and they're gonna go, uh-oh, everybody wants Cyberpunk, and we're not coming out till 2080.
That would be the smart play.
It's not gonna be in the future anymore. It's gonna be modern day society because it took so long. And they're going to put DLC out.
I hope they're saying no because they're trying to get everyone off the trail of the fact that you're right. That would be perfect.
I would love that.
Edge Runners 2 and then bam, DLC, and it's like, what? However, Songs of the Past is going to be released next year, which doesn't point to a team ready to do shadow drops, which are very popular. So I don't know about any of that. The spicy thing about Songs of the Past, there was no trailer, but there was key art.
Yeah.
And 2 big things in the key art. One is he's holding a third sword. Everyone's going, what's that third sword? You got your steel sword, silver sword. What's the third sword?
It's getting too old for this shit, carrying that many swords around.
People have been comparing it to assets in game, trying to figure it out, but it doesn't quite line up with a specific sword, just a little bit on some swords. The other thing is that there's a tree lady in the background. And if you remember, there's a mission during the Crones where the Crones send you to take care of something for them.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out it's a tree. And you can decide to kill the tree or spare the tree. And I think that tree person might be who that is.
I'm into tree ladies. I'm into tree ladies. I'm into it.
So the Crones are like the oldest beings in Velen. That's sort of part of the lore when you play the game. They explain that to you. So Songs of the Past could also refer to something relating to this tree and the relationship with the Crones, which is an idea I prefer more. One thing they have confirmed is that it's going to be a Toussaint-sized zone, and it's going to be either in or attached to Velen in some way. So we're going back to the swamp, boys.
Yeah.
Bunch of miserable people again.
I like the Crones.
I'm stoked. As much as I like Toussaint, it was a little depressing not to be in a swamp. I was like, this place is too nice.
It was pretty cleaned up. Yeah.
It's too.
I'm gonna miss it. We're gonna be back to people being like, "Witcher, my dog ate my wife, and now she birthed a tree."
Gosh dang it! All this is making me want to do is freaking play Witcher 3 again. What is wrong?
You got a year. And I recommend maybe starting where you left off, because when you start from the beginning, and you want to do everything, 150 hours.
Oh yeah, I've already done this twice where I've gotten to almost the same place again and then bounced. I'm not doing that again. Yeah. I'm going to start where I was.
You finished the main campaign, right?
I did, long time ago. So my restart of it was
all you got to do is just do Heart of Stone and
play through the tutorial again, so you remember how to play, and then load your last save.
I always hate. Like I did this, we'll talk about it later, but I did this with Batman the Arkham games, because the Batman Lego game just got me super, super in the mood for those Arkham games. And so I cracked those open and played those a bit. And it was the same kind of problem. It was like, where was I here at this moment? Oh yeah, I'm in the city, but I don't remember any of my shit. And I forced myself to just get my head around it. And it wasn't that bad. I was like, oh, okay, here's the wheel of stuff I've already unlocked. And I can, do this with my car now. And, triple jump off a hook or whatever. Like all these things are there.
I had that experience with Elden Ring. That's another game that's 100 to 150 hours on a playthrough.
Mm-hmm.
I picked it back up. We'll talk about games we played too, but I had the same experience of and there's no quest markers. It's like, what am I doing? Where are the NPCs? What is this place? Did I pick up everything here? I'm just like, yeah. It took me an hour or two to orient myself, but it wasn't that bad. But I get it.
Yeah.
But I think Witcher, there's a nice little cutoff because you finished the campaign. It's
that's true.
That's a nice cutoff there.
The nice thing is I don't even have the console to PC transfer problem because they introduced the cross saves around that time, so I can go back and forth, and my old save will work.
Sorry to interrupt, but Witcher 3 actually just lets you just play the expansion, I think. If you don't want to resume your save file, you can just be just load up Hearts of Stone, whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll check that. A Stigma in the chat says problem with the Batman Arkham games is controls change from one game to the next. You're absolutely right about that, because I went from playing some City to playing some Arkham Knight, and all of the key things like bat vision and the things that game's known for, all the stealth stuff, all the buttons flipped. I don't know why. They just did. They all changed. And then meanwhile, I still have a little piece of my brain that's got Crimson Desert pounded into it, and it still wants to do a bunch of shit that nothing else does.
I know I say this to you every time we play Resident Evil and you complain about Crimson Desert Brain, but that game will ruin you.
It really will.
It controls like no other game, and there is zero transferable skill between Crimson Desert and any other game in existence.
Yeah, the only thing that comes close is Arkham's run speed is A on your controller, and so is Crimson Desert. It's the only thing they share. So that was nice, but that's not true in RE9 at all.
It's also not true in most other
video games. So it's super frustrating, but also what's weird about that is I actually really like what Crimson Desert did. I think they're really smart, interesting ways of changing things up, but man, it'll mess with your memory.
I think for what Crimson Desert is trying to accomplish with its control scheme, it's perfect for itself.
Yeah.
I think anybody waiting for everybody complained about how bad the controls are, they aren't fixing it. It's not, I does not matter how much you complain about it. The control scheme is what it is because that's what they want it to be, because that's what makes sense for their game.
Mm-hmm. And it does.
Is going to stay the same. It is a big hurdle to get over, and if it's too big of one for you, this is fine. Chat's saying they just added rebindable
Tonda's
buttons.
right. I just saw it. They just added this. So this is the weirdest thing about that dev, and I don't know why no one else in the world seems to behave like this, but this is a gigantic game with huge complexities, yet they are pounding out patches that aren't like fixes. They're just like, oh, the community said they'd prefer this. We'll give them that.
We'll give them the option. Here's what I'll tell you. When you go to rebind that game, you're going to realize why it's the way it is.
Yeah.
So go ahead and rebind it to whatever you think is good.
Good luck.
And normal. Good luck. That game is not designed to map to other third-person games.
And I'll bet they did that patch thinking that. They went,
you
yeah,
can
we'll give it
pick
to
something that might work better for your brain.
Yeah.
But I promise you are probably not going to land on, oh, now it plays like Elden Ring or something like that. It is going to be different no matter what, because there's too much weird contextual. You need to target this, and then you need to press this to do this. And once you understand why Crimson Desert is the way it is, you go, oh, this works fine.
Yeah.
And Tondagosa, who pointed out they added rebindable buttons, also just said, I can't change at this point. I think that's how most people who have played the game will feel.
Which is wild, because I think they know that, and yet they're still letting you do it because it's a way of saying, yeah, it's weird and complicated. Do you want to change it? I guess go ahead.
Yeah, good luck.
Have fun doing that. You don't really shouldn't do it, and I'm not going to either. I have no desire to do it. But I
appreciate them giving the freedom to try.
There you go. I like that too.
And if it makes somebody feel better, I just wanted to change this one thing. This one thing bugged me. That'll help with that.
Yeah. I'm curious though. I'm going to start. I didn't know this was in the patch notes. So I just saw it, and then Tana confirmed it. I want to go to Reddit and just kind of see what the reactions are, and like maybe people have got some like, oh, I came up with the goated control scheme.
I'm sure people think they did.
They probably do, and I might try one or two.
I would bet you they haven't.
I'll bet you they have not indeed. Let's talk about another exciting announcement: Dragon Quest 11. No, 12.
Nope, 12.
Jeez, I played 11. Why am I saying that? Re-announced. But it's got a final name and a trailer, and I really liked 11, like a lot. That game was great. I think it's still maybe outside of the Final Fantasy VII remakes, which I know is going to be controversial, but I actually think my favorite Enix bought by Square, now Square only, Dragon Quest, that side of the RPGs. This is my favorite.
Yeah.
I loved that game. Super fun. The new one looks good.
It does. So this one had a weird release, like kind of a disappointing one, because I think a lot of people thought we were close to release of the game.
Yeah.
Because there was going to be a game called Dragon Quest 12: The Flames of Fate. But part of this announcement was, we canceled that. We started from scratch. It's gone. So now it is being called Dragon Quest 12: Beyond Dreams. And they started from the ground up. So we're probably a little ways away from going. But
trailer reveal is weird because they spend a lot of time talking about the history of the series before they actually get to like going for it,
It looks good. The main character looks like he needs some sleep. I don't know if Beyond Dreams is telling. I think it might be an art style thing, but I've never seen a main character in a video game look as tired as I feel sometimes.
Yeah, look at him, dude. He's just like, oh,
God, I gotta go save some dragons.
Oh, kind of. It's like he's giving off vibes of like, I played Elden Ring till 3 a.m. and woke up at noon right before a show. Just kidding, Bo. I'm totally kidding. Just poking at you there. But look at him. He looks so tired. Not just sassy and, like your typical, oh, look at this. This looks nice.
It does look good. Like,
you know what? I'm excited about this game. Bring it on. Did they get into the combat at all? Like turn-based versus real-time versus hybrid? They talk about that?
Not that I saw, but I didn't watch the whole thing.
I didn't see the whole thing either.
I watched the trailer.
I saw the part where those guys were talking and then a few snippets of in-game, but...
Well, then you watched more than me. I like that it looks like some of your party members might be like kind of different creatures this time. Dragon Quest, a lot of times, it's just like, here's a collection of people. It looks like maybe you get to play as like have different races join you in some way.
Some kind of lizard guy in a helmet. I don't know who that is or what the race is, but it looked cool. And then this young couple out on stage explaining it to us. Here they are. Talking all about it. And it's coming. There he is. Look how tired he looks. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I didn't think about it till you said it, but now he just looks so tired.
Out all night with his emo cover band. They played until the sun came up, and then they said, sorry, you got to go save the world. And he's like, I haven't gone to bed yet, but okay, I guess I can do a Dragon Quest before I go to sleep.
Also, I'm just going to point this out. This means nothing, but you know how like doppelgangers exist? Sometimes they exist on very opposite sides of the world. This is the Japanese Patton Oswalt right here. See this? What do you think? It looks just like him.
It does.
Anyway, that's coming. Sorry. Did you say a date? Did they give us any idea?
I don't think I did.
I don't think they did.
I don't think they did either.
That's a bummer. Hurry up is all I would say to that. And I'd like the dialogue to be super voice cheesy. All the things I like about it. They said
next announcement is when they would say it.
Oh, but they didn't say when that is.
They didn't say when that announcement is either.
Fantastic.
So
well done, guys.
Yeah, get ready. We'll tell you a date one day.
Also, and this may affect the Witcher people because they're building the new Witcher games, and I guess the new Cyberpunk game are all based on the Unreal Engine. Currently 5 is what they're working with. Unreal 6 has been announced, and they did it with a Rocket League trailer, which surprised me a little bit. I don't know. It's fine. It's a popular game. Why not?
This is why it's going to take forever for Witcher to come out because, like, do they build it on 6 now?
I would assume. But maybe that's an easy upgrade these days. Maybe it's not a hard transition.
Hopefully not. Yeah,
I think the thing that concerns me is it feels like we're still hearing horror stories of people trying to work with Unreal 5. Like, it has a bit of a reputation for not being the best engine to work with in the whole wide world. Mm-hmm. And now they're like, Unreal 6 coming up. Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, wait a minute. I hope maybe they have an easier time with it because I feel like they haven't figured out 5 yet.
I mean, some of that is the complexities of the engine. Some of that is just refining, and maybe 6 is a big refinement.
The chat's even saying it that I feel like Unreal 6 is mostly a rebranding because of the reputation of Unreal 5 sucking.
Oh, that's like Street Fighter 5 and 6 a little bit, isn't it?
It does have a reputation. It exists. Yeah. People are like, what is this? So I don't know. Maybe. I mean, to me, graphically, we are kind of at not a full plateau, but it's plateauing a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
No one's gonna be able to afford whatever the next tier is. So yes, you're in a plateau.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So to me, if you're making it easier to work with, easier to optimize, easier to run, easier to code for, like, that's just as good as a graphical, increase. So maybe Unreal 6 is where it's at. We'll have to wait and see.
I hope it's not all just like AI assisted bullshit things that now developers can just prompt their way to an open world or,
type ads and we'll put ads seamlessly into your video.
Yep. No problem.
Honestly, usually you hear about the big things like that are shipping with a version like MetaHumans, and I didn't hear anything about Unreal 6. Like you said, it's a rebrand. So
this was mostly a Rocket League announcement, but like at the same time, like you drop Unreal Engine 6 and it kind of becomes the big focal point of it. Because this happened during a Rocket League tournament.
Right.
So the idea was, hey, look at the future of Rocket League on Unreal Engine 6, and everybody went, Unreal Engine 6? But I'm sure there are Rocket League people that are also like, those cars look better.
Dives in the chat says, I'd expect a rework of the engine's multi-threading, not many new graphical features. Yeah. That's been the biggest beef.
I asked AI for a list. Sorry everyone if you hate AI. Just really quick, multi-threaded
Todd
game
died
simulation
for this information.
Yeah.
Sorry, water, Scott.
Oh man, this just went up $4 a water having this thing.
Because Bo's gonna tell us something.
Yeah.
You should have seen. I did I had a whole conversation with AI about the first name. Has anyone in history has a first name of Fart?
You had this conversation?
Yeah, and he was like, no. And I'm like,
no.
Come on, don't say no. What about another language? And they're like, no, not really. And I'm like,
the value of Scott's house dropped, so you could find out if somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
There is something called. There is a FERT. That's a real name in some languages.
Yeah, so there's like a FERT.
Yeah.
And like, there's like little things that could be pronounced fart, but nothing that's FART. I was just wondering because I was thinking of NPC names. I'm like, what about a guy named Fart Collins? Like,
Fart
Collins.
Why, like Fort Collins?
Well, fart though. It's your fart.
No, I get it, but there is a Fort Collins.
Fart O'Brien, or Fart Johnson.
Fart O'Brien. No offense, Liam.
Be,
but yeah, go ahead.
But no, he's Liam. I'm talking about his brother Fart.
Wait, real quick before I forget, because I wanted to do it in the air and I totally spaced it, so you actually helped me remember this. Happy birthday this week to one Liam O'Brien, a friend of the show, listens to the show. Liam, I hope you had a fantastic birthday. It was a big milestone, and we're thrilled for you. All right, sorry, Bo, go ahead.
Yeah, tell your brother Fart to F off. Anyways, and the whole time I was asking it questions about people named Fart. Apparently there was a king called Roland the Farter, and he was... Oh, no, it wasn't a king. There's a guy called Roland the Farter, and he could fart so impressively that the king gave him 30 acres of land and a title.
Wow.
It made the king so happy.
I was born in the wrong era.
Yeah, you were. We all were.
I could have made a living off just living.
Yep. And you'd only have a few hundred years until Witcher 3's DLC came out. So.
Yeah.
Sorry about the drinking water, Scott, is all I wanted to say.
No, it's totally fine.
But here we go. Unreal Engine 6, the big features according to a robot. Multi-threaded game simulation. So instead of using a single core, I guess it's like multi-threaded, computation stacks for better scaled games, whatever that means. Integration of verse scripting. Don't know what that means, but there you go. It explains it here, but I'm not reading it all because I want to move on to the next topic.
Of course.
I already regret this. Metaverse ready architecture. No, it's not Zuckerberg's metaverse. It just means you can seamlessly share your assets across different projects.
And VR is easy to port to and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Advanced nanite and lumen. So lighting bullshit. They always have we did lighting better, and it's just a bunch of scrambled eggs on the screen. You're like, I trust you.
The nanite thing is actually very cool, and it really impressed me when they were showing that off with 5. So hearing that that's getting refinement is cool. That's half the reason those games look as good as they look. Even if
and the last item, I get your outrage pitchforks, procedural and generative AI. Unreal 6 leans heavily into generative AI and procedural generation. So procedural generation's fine. Generative AI is poo shit. But
poo shit.
Bullshit.
But we like procedural generation. So, and I think AI assisted procedural generation is probably sensible.
It makes sense as a use case. I get it.
Yeah. There's lots of great use cases for AI. Just think of all the great forests that will exist in these games, Scott.
Which are forests?
When you're looking at the drinking water, it's like they made a nice organic looking forest thanks to the help of AI.
You don't need real forests. Using the power of generative AI, we made a forest for you, and it's got 6 fingers on every branch.
I heard a guy here. So this is all happening in an area, a county called Box Elder County. It's way north, kind of kisses up against Idaho. It's actually quite far from me. Where this 40,000 acre thing is going in if it ends up going through. And a lot of people don't want to, but I heard a guy the other day who went, how did he put it? He goes, no one likes Box Elder County anyway. I went, people live up there, dude.
F them.
Yeah.
It's their fault for living there. They should have thought of the future of technology before they decided to live in a place with a bunch of assholes.
There's generational families up there. There's schools and kids and all this stuff. And I'm just like, that is the most bullshit thing I've heard as a response to any of this. Nobody likes that place. Dude, it's all the same freaking water system. The drought we're having this year is the same problem everywhere, up and down. I don't care where you live, you dumbass. Anyway, whatever. Bo, thanks for taking us there. That was great.
Thank you for your sacrifice of your drinking water.
It was great.
Ask you to fart, O'Brien. I'm on to
old fart O'Brien.
If it makes you feel better, Scott, I think we might be in the same boat soon. They're trying to build one here too.
Oh yeah, everybody. Ohio's got a bunch of crap they got to fight. Here's what I would say to people though: if you really want to online protest about the advent of these data centers, specifically AI data centers, which everyone hopes is a bubble soon and people will start to retract a little bit. But whatever, if you really want to fight it, the way not to do it, this is just my opinion, is not to generate AI-generated art and visuals to then protest it. They'll do a farm. Make me a farm with the words carved into the dirt. We don't want your data centers, but do it in AI, you dipshits.
That's like protesting gun violence by shooting an AK-47.
Yes. It's exactly very well put. If you want to protest guns, don't shoot people.
I just think we're very quickly heading towards Final Fantasy VII, the remake, where a group called Avalanche goes all across America blowing up data centers to save the planet.
If that means I can get a Gatling gun installed on my forearm, I'm in. Let's go.
This is going to be in Utah. Barrett's going to be standing up there. I hear the planet crying out. I'm going to save you.
Box Elder County, I hear you.
So
I love it.
Box Elder?
Box Elder County. I don't know what it's named from. Or
is that the name of a guy, a good old Box Elder?
I don't know. It sounds like the elder part sounds old, it means old, and then box. I don't know where they got the old vagina. I don't know.
That's who they used to go to for advice. There used to be a little old man that lived in a box.
He was in a box.
Great box elder. Yeah. Will it be a bountiful harvest?
It sure will be.
Until give me a 20 and I'll tell you yes.
Those data centers come, then we're all left. Anyway, we'll see how it goes.
Let them build in my county.
There's this maybe the biggest story of the week here, and it has to do with all the stuff we're talking about, the insane price hikes on hardware, RAM, SSDs. AI is fueling those price increases, and they're scooping it all up. So Steam,
not just AI.
It's not just AI, but Steam.
Fuel prices affect everything.
Yeah, fuel affects everything. Valve has decided to go ahead and crank the prices up on the Steam Deck by amounts of money that I'm actually I'm shocked by this.
By amounts of money that used to be able to buy you video game consoles.
Yeah, like you could have a second console for the price increase. So here you go. Sit down for this one, I suppose. They're still sold out. They keep selling out even at this price, but whatever. The 1 terabyte OLED model, $300 price increase, took it to $949. $300 more.
I think that tells you they've been taking a bath on it probably lately.
A bit. I mean, I don't know if the problem with this kind of inflation when it comes to this sort of stuff, it rarely goes back down even when the market settles. And that's why I hate it. Because when I see this increase, what that means to me is if they do bring it down, it'll be like that Game Pass thing where they're like, well, it's like $30. We think we're charging you too much. We'll bring it down to 24. I'm like, it was 19 before that. You dicks.
The worst option is that it will go down when there is a Steam Deck 2. Yeah. So that they can put Steam Deck 2 out for the same price as what they are charging now.
Yeah, and I don't like to get conspiratorial about this stuff or whatever. And I like Valve, and I like the way they've done everything for the most part. This just, I don't know. It's hard to blame them because I know they're facing
everybody's done it. Like they're kind of the last ones to not do it.
Yeah,
I do think it's funny when we talked about Nintendo, the price for the Switch 2, and then the price increase for the Switch 2, which was not much. I think it was $50, right? For the Switch 2 went up.
Correct.
Not a huge one. But like when that first came out, I was like, man, this is like right on par with all the other consoles, and I don't know if it should be. Switch 2 is now the cheapest console option. It kind of reversed its way into being the most affordable console, not because it got cheaper, but because everybody else got way more expensive than it. And now Switch 2 is like, we're the budget console. We didn't even have to come out at a low price. We raised our prices. We're still the budget console.
Yeah, now everybody...
It's insane.
Now we're just thinking, well, when the Steam machine hits, whatever your previous estimates are going to be off. Like my expectation, I think I've been the one singing the song of like 1,000 at the most. I think I'm wrong. I think we're going to see.
I heard people saying $800 for it. Like, it's not going to be less than a Steam Deck.
Nope. No way. It will be at least 15, at least 15 and higher. There's no way it goes lower than that.
I think you're looking at 2,000 to 2,500.
Damn.
If it comes out at this point, and they don't want it to be a loss leader.
Yeah, good point.
The kind of nice thing at this point, not nice, but the nice thing about this analysis, like my concern is mostly on groceries, as I'm sure it is most people, and living expenses.
Yeah.
At this juncture. So, like, the fact that these things are going up seems in line with my concerns elsewise, where, like, for the foreseeable future, affording things in general is probably going to get tough. So, the fact that it went up is, like, shocking, but, like, I feel like this is, like, my attitude about it is, like, I expect to see more of this in my life. Like, so I think just Valve is probably early to do it.
Yeah. I mean, everybody, like John said, everybody raised their prices already. If we keep it within the console space, Sony did it, Microsoft did it, and so did Nintendo. But now those seem small because a $300 hike that's not messing around.
They're eventually going to get there. I think the Valve price increase is going to be taken as a permissive sign for others to start doing the same. Like, I don't think Valve is like an industry player. Like the other companies, like, play a game of chicken, right? Because they're gambling market share versus price. So, like, the higher up in price they go on all their products, it eats into their market share because they're expensive, less people want to buy it. So they're always trying to find that sweet spot, and they're always playing a game of chicken to see who's going to, like, compromise their market share with a price increase first, and then they do it by small amounts. So the fact that it's very dramatic, unless they have more favorable fab deals for their production, which it's hard to tell how accurate the news stories are, but it seems like the AI data centers, all that bullshit, is gobbling up all of the production on this stuff.
Yep.
I don't see why Nintendo's going to get a good deal. I don't see why Sony's going to get a good deal. Like, I don't know who's got a good deal to be like, actually, we still need these for televisions and stuff. Like,
The only companies with that kind of power, probably Apple has a little more sway. But even then, like
they're already expensive.
Yeah, well, that's true. But the Mac Minis, which were very affordable, have gone up. People are buying those up to put like freaking, what is it? Yeah. What's the AI claw thing that everybody's installing on those things? It's like a built-in AI.
AI claw.
The Mac Minis?
Yeah, they're called
DeepSeek.
No, it's a new thing. OpenClaw. That's it.
Oh, OpenClaw.
OpenClaw is like
claw.
not claw. No, it's like it's basically your own AI local model.
It's Claude, but because of branding, they didn't want it called OpenClaw. So
well, it used to be based on Claude code and stuff, but they had to pull away from that because it's an open source project, it's not for profit. One dude did it. It's very popular at the moment, and they sold out of minis because minis are apparently like the perfect little device to put these on.
You daisy chain like 20 together and like make your own AI,
your own little supercomputer at home. And I've seen a few. Some people have sent me pictures of theirs. They've got like stacks of them, and I'm like, "What for?" He goes, "Well, this thing answers my email for me." I'm like, "Okay, great."
There's another option. Ignore your emails.
Who sends you email anymore?
I get so many.
Just also ignore emails. Like just ignore them.
I wish I could.
Respond to the ones that are important, and then the other ones be like. That's why, like, sometimes I'm responding. People message me on Discord and stuff like that. I'll eventually get to you, but I don't. I'm not like I have a message. It's my duty in life to respond to it. I'll be like, okay, well, whatever. Like, if you send me a letter in the mail, I'll write you a letter back when I get to it. I don't know. Yeah.
Fair point.
We're psycho with like our instant messaging. You didn't respond in 5 minutes. You hate me.
Yeah.
Like,
Or that's you didn't include a smiley face in your reply. Oh shit! What have I done? Yeah.
But so computers be expensive.
Beep, beep, beep.
They're expensive, Bo said before turning into one.
I was going to say that was like binary for they're getting expensive.
Yeah, that was for my for my AI homies out there.
It's pretty good.
Make sure I have a smooth plane ride, please.
Also, just to John's point, he makes a lot about a lot of these things. And I just mentioned that they sold that even at the new price, the existing stock with the new higher price, they still sold out immediately. Like until whatever the level hits where people stop doing it, they're not going to change it. And I'm not saying everybody freaking, put your heels in and let's tell Valve what we think or anyone else who's doing this. It will only work until people go, ooh, I can't afford that and don't do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
I'm not telling you what to buy and not buy, but, maybe don't put it on a credit card. Just maybe buy what you can afford.
Yeah, it's like Omega 9 in the chat just says, this is what scares me. Now they know the price isn't a problem. Yeah, like that can be the knock-on effect if people are still like, oh, I don't like that price increase, but I got to get one.
We also don't know that how much was sold. That could have been 17 Steam Decks. Like, it probably wasn't, but...
They were sold out.
Don't know how many.
It was refurbished that were up. They've been sold out for months. I don't think.
Yeah, Gara Miss in the chat says the Steam Decks aren't sold out. They may have restocked since Tuesday, which is when I last checked. It's been a while.
Oh, are they like constantly having new?
They're in and out. Like
I don't watch it that closely. Like
it shows buy now available now. So they're not sold
as of
out.
today.
They're refurbs or no?
Oh, I don't know.
You can buy it. Wow, it is 1 terabyte Canadian is $1,349.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yep.
Jesus, I bought mine for way less. Holy shit!
Yeah,
was it? It's only $949 for me. Thank goodness they didn't raise it by another $1. $950. Outrageous.
John or Bo, did they? Was it about $300 difference?
Added it to my cart.
I'm looking at my purchase history now to see how much I spent.
Yeah, I'm curious if it was about that Canadian.
So I spent. This is with before taxes $689. It is now 13. It's basically 2x in price in Canada. It was basically before tax $700. It's basically $1,400 now.
That's gross. That's so gross.
That's insane. It's 2x. I can sell mine for a profit.
Yeah, you could. I'll bet some people are.
I mean, there are people saying that we should. I'm going to use mine though because I'm going to be house sitting.
It's literally
like mine.
the best. That's some of the best ROI on anything. Like it's 100% increase after owning it 6 months. Like what piece of electronics does that? That's
and here's
crazy.
the other thing to remember. This is, yes, it's the OLED version. So yes, it has some visual improvements, but the core hardware of this thing has not changed since its original release in 2022.
It's not more powerful.
Yeah, it's not more powerful. You're right. No better chip, same CPU, GPU, all that stuff hasn't changed. They did, I guess, the 1 terabyte added more space when they offered that, because originally it was 256 and 512. But still, it's essentially that same device. And the idea that you would pay double for that same device 4 years later, whatever we're at now, 5 years later, that's insane. I don't know, man. I don't like any of this.
I
don't
think the
buy it.
thing we're broaching is we're like a video game centric show and not a global politics show. Is I think we are screwed financially overall. I think this is like we're seeing it in the gaming space. I think it's hard to tell, but like the whole kerfuffle in the Middle East is like going to like destroy what we think is a reasonable price on anything. Pretty much is what I'm understanding. I'm not a predictor. I'm not an expert in this. It's just what I'm hearing. That like it'll be $1,000 for a week's worth of groceries, and the depression business coming back and hitting us. I don't know. Like I don't want to say that's going to be the case. It's just like things are like my grocery bill has also gone up by the same amount as.
Oh yeah. Tell me about it.
So I'm like that's why I'm like. It sucks, but I'm not shocked. Like everything is going to shit right now. So it's a good thing we have big backlog libraries of video games. So then I won't need to buy anything for a few years on the video game front anyways. And we can still talk about them.
Well, that's why we all need this new Witcher expansion to be successful, because then everybody will just add expansions to their old games and we won't have to buy anything.
Yeah, I went to buy new stuff or less full price $79 games. Other thing that went up that nobody seemed to complain enough about. I don't know, man. Here's my overall. I like to think things settle themselves because they can and often do, historically speaking. But nobody's doubling their Patreon for us. Nobody's doubling their paychecks at their office. Nobody's doubling their benefits, and
employers aren't doubling salaries that they're paying.
Exactly. People, and nobody's, and the only people doubling anything are like renters and home renters and apartment renters. They're doubling everything. So there has to be a breaking point. I don't know what it is.
That's what the service the government provides, but maybe not right now for you guys.
No, you know what? I'm just go ahead and say it out loud. They're doing a piss poor job on that front.
Yeah. Yep. It's that balance, striking that balance between the receiving of money and the sending out of money is important to like any country. It doesn't matter what your government style it is or whatever. Like people have to feel like they can afford to live, make some progress. And if you're asleep at the wheel, let's say on this subject, or just completely disregarding it, it's trouble. And you guys are from a big country. I mean, we have to pay tariffs and stuff like that too, and it's kind of a global kerfuffle what's going on monetarily. And I don't know if we have to wait the full rest of the 3 or 4 years, but it's just I think software is easy to deliver. I don't expect it to go up that much, but like we're screwed on hardware with the AI business and with the oil. Like it costs money to transport and warehouse all this stuff. Gamers Nexus did a pretty long, like 3-hour bullshit that I don't recommend anyone watch unless you're the kind of nerd that's going to watch 3 hours about computer hardware. But they're talking to all the he was talking to all the mid-sized computer component providers like Cooler Master and Be Quiet and Cyber Power or iBuyPower and like this is like Noctua, like all those guys, right? They're getting screwed too. Like it's basically like the big tech companies are sucking the air out of the room for everyone else. So the fact that stuff's going up for Valve is like not shocking, but they were talking with the Cooler Master guy, and it's like it costs them money to hold inventory, so they expect a certain amount of sales. in order to like offset all these costs to provide the service, and all their sales are down by like 66%. Nobody, because of the RAM shortage, nobody's buying anything. So if you're like, oh, it's not time to build a PC, it's not just like, oh, RAM's not getting sales, they don't care. The people that make your coolers are you're not gonna buy that. You're not gonna buy power supply.
Yeah, it's cascade.
Buy case. So like all these companies are also suffering, but in actual danger of going out of business. Because of it. So it's almost like the Amazon and the bookstore thing, except it's all your component and system builders. Like I wonder, Doghouse must, as an example, it's someone you frequently work with.
Talk a lot about this.
Their sales are probably down right now because of RAM.
Everyone's are. Yeah, there's nobody who's not suffering in that regard. Not a single. There are a few ketamine-filled billionaires I'd like to kick in the nuts who are doing great. But the companies, small to medium to large, across the board, all of them are hitting. It turns out technology and its affordability are crucial to the current world economy that we have built ourselves. And if those aren't aligning, we're effed.
Yeah, and those big guys are not only taking a shit on consumers, they're taking a shit on the rest of the industry that isn't, $1 trillion market cap or whatever.
That stuff trickles down. All right. Not the money the way we were promised in the 80s. The losses trickle down. Like diarrhea on your leg. Like my daughter wrote on this Post-it note and put it on my desk, like poop from a butt.
Poop from a butt.
Oh, I have to. I don't. It just reminded me. I watched your Monday show this week.
Oh, it was fun with all of the whole crowd in there.
Yeah, it was an entertaining time. We had the whole gang, Dylan and Tay, in there talking about their stuff along with Carter. Yeah. But like, I don't remember what it was, but I meant to just give you shit for your ching chong bit or something like that.
What was it?
Yeah, it was something about you were talking about. I don't remember what it was.
My Korean.
It's family? Because you're like there's racism, and then there's like what my family did, which isn't racist.
Oh yeah. Because we used to. Here's the short version. When we were growing up, and I had 3 adopted siblings: my brother Matt, my sister Misha, and my sister Tara. They all came from Korea, lived with us, became part of the family, naturalized citizens, all that. And in our household, we had certain terms of endearment. And they could be anything like, my brother called me Noodle. I never took offense to that. I was a skinny kid and he called me Noodle. My dad, for some reason, referred to, and again, remember this is like very early 80s through the 80s, my dad would say the C word, CHINK. He'd say...
I like that chat sees you heading for this cliff, and they're like, "Don't say it, Scott! Don't say it!"
Yeah. They don't want me to say it.
You said a rhyming word that was like just hilarious.
It was like I think it was like, I'm not even gonna do it again.
No,
but anyway,
we know what you're talking about. Everyone knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, I just spelled it, so everybody knows what I'm saying. And he would say, "Oh shoot, we're late for whatever. Round up that word, get them in the car, let's go." And nobody saw that as offensive because my dad loved everybody. It was never a term of meanness in the house, ever. So when we get out of the house and suddenly some kid on the bus would tell my brother or would call my brother that word, he would look at me and go, this is the problem, is I would do it in this voice. But my brother would look at me and go, "That is not the way Dad says it." And I would go, "No, it is not." And he'd say, And then he, I think it sounded like some.
You've turned him into Mr. Miyagi who's riding with you.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm doing that.
Your effort to not do a voice has turned into just Mr. Miyagi from the Karate Kid.
Yeah, but it's like, it's hard to explain why, because I know that it's mean and offensive. Absolutely it is. But in our house, and nobody else was even doing it really, it was just kind of like this joke of, you got these squirrely white kids in this mixed family with some Koreans, and it just, we knew we were different than most anyone around us, and we leaned into it. It was fun, and there was a kindness to it.
I think that's just a universal truth of relationships. Like, there are things you say, and not even it doesn't even have to be racial, but I've said on the show, to me, one of the biggest offensive words is bitch. I have a very hard time saying bitch.
Yeah.
As much as I love Breaking Bad, that's a big it just seems mean-spirited to me.
And aimed at women in particular, usually, right? People use it different ways now, but yeah, I get it.
Around the house, I have said to my wife, "Move, bitch, get out the way." Because my wife knows that that's how I feel. She knows that that's not a reflection. I'm quoting, I think it's from a song. I never heard it in the song.
Ludicrous.
Yeah, ludicrous.
What, you never
She
heard
knows I'm-
Bitch, Get Out the Way?
I
No,
love that song. Get
but
out
I've
the
heard the
way. Get
meme.
out the way, bitch. Get out the way.
I've heard the meme. So it's fine in that case and that case only.
There you go.
I would
That's it.
never go out and say it to somebody else on the street.
Yeah.
But it is fine for in the house. Even little things. I call my son Bug sometimes.
Sure.
That's if I went out and started calling people Bug, people would get offended by that. To him, it's a term of endearment. I told him the other day, I said, what are you doing, you doofus? Or no, I call him a goofus. I was like, you being a goof, and you being a goofus. And he goes, Dad, what does goofus mean? And I was like, it's like you're being silly. And he goes, brother said I'm a doofus. What does doofus mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, it's a nicer way of saying stupid. And he goes, brother's being mean to me. And I was like, yeah, sometimes brothers can be that way. And he's like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
And he understands that if dad says goofus, silly fun. If brother says doofus, mean. Like, if a 5-year-old can understand it, human beings can understand it too.
Yeah. I agree. And that's how that was what I was trying to express. Some people still
But you
gave me shit for it, but
it was a fun listen. I had there was something I meant to tell you about that, and I forgot though.
yeah,
I forgot what the message was.
These days it shows up like my sister Misha is just a few years younger than me, 2 years younger than me, but she doesn't age at all. She just looks amazing, and every time I see her, I go, "You look like one of them K-pop girls," or something like that. And she knows what I'm doing. It's not me going. If I did that in public to some Asian lady, you look like one of them K-pop ladies. Like, that's not cool at all. But to my sister at her house while we're having a pool party and she laughs at me, it's different. It's just different. So, and you should hear the things me and Dunaway say to each other on Discord. You guys would all be red in the face, the things we call each other. Just terrible names. Not like racist, offensive names like that, but just the grossest names we call each other.
Just monkey.
No, I think everybody has a friend that they have extremely inappropriate humor with.
Yeah.
I told my wife the other day, I said, can I tell you something that I will never tell anybody else? And she was like, yep. And it was making fun of a celebrity in particular about appearance, not about race, but about how a particular celebrity looked. It is 100% mean-spirited, even though I like the celebrity and I like the movies they're in and stuff, but it's a mean thing to say. And I was like, I can't tell anybody else this, so I'm just going to tell you. That's what wives are for. And she looked at it and she laughed and she said, you're horrible. Yes, don't ever tell anybody that.
Exactly. This is where it belongs, right there.
That's what the relationship is for. You know, I've gone too far even telling you that exists. We all have people like that in our lives, and it's important to have people like that.
Yeah.
But there is a place where you don't then turn around and go, well, it's appropriate for her, therefore it's appropriate for a podcast.
Yeah. So we've learned something today. So I'm glad Bo brought that up. Bo is
I enjoyed seeing your family dynamic with the bunch of you.
Oh yeah. If you want to know what we're like off air and just kind of the dorks we are, that's us right there.
It was good. But like I had something to tell you, but I don't remember specific. It wasn't just to scold you about that stuff because I know that stuff.
Sure.
You know,
oh, of course. Yeah.
But it was something. Anyway, sorry.
The other thing
I derailed the podcast pretty
well. Look, the Steam Deck price increase took us places, but also Fable's been pushed to February next year. So if you were sad or if you were looking forward to Fable coming out this year, in the year of our Lord 2026, you will have to wait until the year of our Lord 2027.
Hey man, I think pushing games is a great idea right now. Speaking of like prices going up, because if you want to make $20 more per game, you should delay it. There's a financial incentive to delay your game.
Yeah, I agree.
It seems like it's mostly to get out of the way of Grand Theft Auto. I hope they use this time because Fable was a game that when it was first announced, and honestly for most of the early development, I was like, this looks bad. And they finally really won me over with the last bit they showed on it. I was like, oh my gosh, it actually looks like a Fable game. crazy. So I hope they use this, and I think a lot of people felt that way, and I hope they use this extra time to really polish that, you know, maybe spend those extra months doing what you would do. Have somebody who's actually critical of your product and your company. I'm not saying me. Doesn't have to be me, but I will do it.
You'll do it. You're willing.
Play your game and give you a brutally honest review. And rather than have to patch the game for the next 5 months after it comes out, use this time to make those changes now, beforehand.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I hope they do as well. And surely they will. But yeah, I think a lot of people are getting out of the way of GTA 6. It's kind of happening without much competition that month, which of course you would do this. Why would you try to go up against that? It's not even like movies where you can usually get away with like Barbie and Oppenheimer the same weekend because they're so different audience aims, right? Like they're just not it's not really a problem, and it's fun and everybody can have a good time with the juxtaposition. But I don't understand why Dune Part 3 and Avengers Doomsday are coming out the exact same day. That blows my mind because there are people with a lot of crossover there. I'm choosing one over the other, but that's because
if you do a Barbieheimer deal?
That's what I'm saying is you can't. I don't think
Avengers
you can do that.
Doomsday.
Doomsday. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Just call it Doomsday.
Doomsday.
It's got already been done, right? Somebody's already doing that.
Somebody has to have already done. That is the most surface level these movies are at the same time. Immediate pun.
I could not think of that until you said it.
We thought of it organically without any reference. So
yeah, and in our little bubble, that makes us first.
That said, I'm choosing Doomsday.
Yeah, I'm choosing Dune Part 2.
I haven't seen Part 1 or 2, so this should shock nobody.
I may do have some, build up some of those. I've got one of those things where you get free movie tickets if you haven't gone in a while or something. Yeah. I may pile those up and then do a weekend double parter. I'm not doing them the same day. That's just too much.
Do both. That's the beautiful thing. You don't have to choose one or the other. You can watch both and go, I supported both movies equally.
There you go. Which is,
I mean, yeah, they are pretty long films.
Yeah, both are going to be long. These aren't short.
Long, so you medically should not do it. You don't want to get any clots, any deep vein thrombosis going on. You need to
get up and move, baby.
Yeah, get up and move. You don't want to be sitting for 8 hours straight unless you're in
recording
your 20s.
Core.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
well, we're about to get up.
That's true. We're going to take a break. Real quick, before we take the break, couple of things. We will be doing live co-coverage of the State of Play next week. That's Tuesday at 3 p.m. And if you're thinking, wait a minute, don't you guys do your RE stream that day? That's the plan. We're going to start our RE stream like normal at 1. John and I will rip through that. And then at 3 o'clock, at least the two of us, Bo, if you're around, obviously all three of us if we can.
I'll be going to pick up my passport, so probably
maybe not that day. Who knows? But
next week?
Yeah, next week, Tuesday.
Oh no, second.
Oh, okay, you're good then, because yours is
maybe, but I'm at work, so we'll see.
All right, we'll see how it goes. But two or more of us will be here to cover the full hour after that of the Sony live stream.
3 p.m. is 6 p.m. my time, so I can join.
You could do that. Okay. Awesome. I'd love to have all three, of course. Yeah. Wouldn't have it any other way if we can help it. So we will do that. You're going to get, it's another 4 hours with Scott, John, and Bo. Part of it will be
hours with us. They won't complain. So
let's hope not.
It's all in the usual stuff, so you can probably just join whenever you get home and are ready. And then if you watch a little Resident Evil, then not the end of the world.
No.
I was going to say it might be a fun challenge to do both at the same time. Like to have like a little window in the corner with the State of Play while you're trying to play.
Oh my Lord. I wouldn't be able to pay attention to I barely can tell what the
We hear you, down. Gamers.
Scott does not need a greater challenge to Resident Evil than himself.
No, you're absolutely right about that. I don't even know. I mean, John, if you had to guess how much this will be part 7, how far do you think we have?
I'm trying to remember what you did last.
Because we do 2-hour sessions. We finished. Oh man, we've had so much schedule interrupt. I can't remember where we finished.
Probably got 3 to 4 more episodes.
Oh my gosh. So we're going to finish this after.
Well, you still got to wrap up what is basically the long Leon section that you're in. You're not done with that. maybe 1 to 2 more sections. You did pretty good.
Yeah, I did all right.
But then there is an additional Leon bit. There's an additional Grace bit.
The Grace stuff slows me down, man.
You do slow down with the Grace.
Where's the one where the Smeagol-looking guys simultaneously dance as in their death dance when they get acid under them? I've seen a clip of this. And, do you know what I'm talking about? They're not.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They go.
Yeah.
And they like dance at the same time and then hit the dirt, and people put music behind it. It's kind of awesome, actually. I've only seen a few clips of it, like on TikTok.
It's coming up. Additional Leon and Grace sections. It'll be in there.
Watch for that. That'll be Tuesday. And when we come back, before we come back, I want to make a note here that we were just talking about the prices going up. They're going up everywhere, everybody. Thank goodness you have this cheap set of choices here from Core.
cheap.
They're very cheap, and it's a great way to support this content. And we need you to, because we have to buy groceries also. Our Patreon or our Substack, either one or both. Some people do both, which is a very nice thing for people to do. Read about all the benefits and the reasons to do it over at patreon.com/core show or core.show. Either one will get you there. Be like Anthony Mitz, who is a Core Hound Silver supporter on Patreon. He gets lots of things like no commercials or ads, pre-show content every week, host specials, and articles, all kinds of fun stuff. Little reviews, little offshoots. Be a bigger part of the family. Also, Patreon just introduced a bunch of new features to do, like, they call them quips, but it's basically like Substack has notes, but it's kind of like a social network on top of things. We'll see if that helps us at all. I don't know, but they just added a bunch of new features. You can look forward to some of that stuff, and we're really cheap. So get over there and help us out today. Patreon.com/core show or core.show. Find the ways to help us and love us the way you do. That's a weird thing to say. All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, the games we played and more. Stay tuned. Hey, we're back, everybody. We are back from our break, which means it's time for us to talk about the games that we played. And we're going to do that right now. Let's talk about the stuff we played together, or at least simultaneously played the same games. John and I both played Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Bo, did you get a chance to crack that at all, or nay?
I did, but not much.
Yeah.
Like, I played up to the point where I've been like a winter climbing up a mountain.
Oh, you're early. You're still in tutorial town, basically.
Yeah, I kind of said up maybe later.
Yeah. Totally fine. Like, it's you had said last week you weren't really sure the Lego thing would drive you that hard anyway.
Well, I was like overwhelmingly positive. I was like, well, but why? And
it's because it's the best Lego game ever made. That's why.
Yeah, like it seems like it's a good Lego game, but it's still a Lego game, I guess. And I was like, maybe not now. You know,
yeah, I get it. I was immediately delighted how awesome this game is. And I played pretty deep into the thing, but we're going to spend most of our time hearing John's takes because he 100%ed the game.
Yeah,
somehow.
Really liked it.
And I got as far as where am I now that you would know? I'm somewhere in chapter 3, dealing with robins and all that.
Yeah,
I think this game punches way above its weight in a few ways. Now, part of me, I fully know that a lot of what I like about it is that they went kind of big open world with side quests. They kind of made a mini Arkham game.
Yep.
And I think that is doing it not enough service to just say that without saying that that's why I think this is special. And it's not because it's mimicking it. It's just that those were really strong things in the first place. And to pull some of that in here just makes it a deeper experience. The combat, which they don't give you right away, you kind of dole it out over time and build skills from it, is like Arkham combat. There's counters when people are attacking you while you're doing other punches or whatever. There's jumping back and forth between the dudes, using your cape to screw people up, finishing moves. Like all the stuff that's in the Arkham games, boiled down to its essence, are here in the combat. If I had any complaint about the game, is that there's maybe too much of that. There's a ton of fisticuffs in the game. And it relies on it a lot, at least so far. And that's fine. I enjoy it. It's just, it feels like it's a little, I don't know. Maybe it was like this in the Arkham games too, but it just feels like it's just like every encounter is a fist fight with a ton of enemies. And I'm playing on hard, I should mention, because hard is not. It's easy. There's a middle of the road one, which most people probably play. There's one that's just like mostly for kids, just get in and have a good time and enjoy the story, and simpler mechanics. The middle's what I thought I would go with, but I ended up thinking, well, let's just see what this means, the hard mode. Like when they say hard, how hard can it be? It's not. It's just a little more challenge. You have limited lives during certain encounters, some things like that. More guys in fights. Maybe that's why I'm feeling like there's too many of those fights, because a lot more bad guys are in those fights than in the middle one. It might just be slowing me down to do it. I should just go back to the middle and play through this thing. I don't know, but I really like it. It's made me laugh out loud multiple times. The references are great. They made a freaking American Psycho reference in this movie.
I did think that was really funny.
Oh my gosh, I about died. I laughed so hard at that. I laughed at someone in the game made a reference that Ra's al Ghul looks like a comic character from another comic, which is basically them saying, yeah, he looks like Doctor Strange from Marvel. That made me laugh.
There's a Deadpool reference thrown in there at some point.
It's a great reference to
there's
Liam Neeson.
A lot of that stuff. I mean, one of the first things Roz says when he shows up is, I have a very particular set of skills.
Yep. Made me laugh.
Which is just not something that Roz would say, but it is something that Liam Neeson...
Yeah, you got it. Liam Neeson?
Okay.
Liam Neeson. You nailed it.
I always say it, and I'm like, is that right?
It's a weird name. I mean, we got Liam O'Brien. We got Liam Neeson. We have Nissan.
Or Fart O'Brien.
Fart O'Brien,
I was
that's right.
trying to think of the one we first came up with today.
Yeah, Fart O'Brien. Never forget, never surrender. But yeah, it's just full of those kinds of things. Lots of fan service, lots of goofy moments. It's not, any of this is meant to be taken seriously, but there's just a fun track to be on. The gameplay, I mean, it looks good. That's the other thing. It just looks ridiculously nice for a Lego game.
Very good looking game, surprisingly.
Massive city, the weather effects. I'm going to say something kind of crazy. It's one of my favorite feeling driving game, Batmobile feeling games. Like you can summon your Batmobile. It kind of assembles in front of you. You get in it and you drive, and it's got a turbo on it, and it just feels meaty. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's as far as I got. There's a lot of co-op-y things that you can kind of do on your own if you don't have somebody playing with you. And you'll kind of notice those moments and go, oh, this would have been where Nick would have fired this thing while I did another thing. Pretty simple and straightforward. The puzzles are pretty simple and straightforward. It's just a joy to play this game. Just video game 101. Would you like to have a good time? Yes. Here it is. And also, if you're nostalgic for Lego, that isn't hurt either. John, you've 100%ed it, like I mentioned. How was your overall on this game? What'd you think?
Well, clearly I hated it. I guess I spent so much time in it. I really, really like this game. I think it is, like you said, easily the best Lego game they've ever made. I think that for a couple reasons. I think every Lego game has kind of just been kind of mashy on the combat. This does something more interesting with it by bringing the Arkham-style combat into it. They've always been kind of big on the puzzles, but like before in the past, like it was collect as many characters as you can possibly collect. And each of those characters have a type, and you need certain types. Like, you know, with Star Wars, it would be like, oh, only bounty hunters can engage with this, or, you know, only droids can interact with this. And they would do that. This game kind of escapes that because it has, I think, 6 playable characters. No, it's got to be more than that.
It's more than that, but it's less.
7. It's small. It's a small amount. Hold on. Let me do the Scott, entertain them while I do the non-spoilery count. Well, obviously you got Batman.
Yeah, and you got all their suits in business.
Jim Gordon.
Yep, Jim Gordon.
Robin. You got
by the way,
Nightwing.
skins for all of these things from every property you can think of: the classic era, the silver era, any of the modern movie takes, including the recent one. In fact, the recent one's the default, I think, in the first Gordon sequence. Gordon's dressed like and looks like Jeffrey Wright.
I think it might actually only be 6.
Is it just 6?
I think it might.
It doesn't overpopulate that. I actually kind of like that.
Point is, it's not an insane amount of characters. So it in a weird way, it sort of reframes the puzzles to be more entertaining, because you look at the puzzle and instead of having this extra layer of like, okay, it needs a droid, because they'll put the little icon over it in like the Star Wars games, and you'd be like, okay, it needs a droid or it needs a Force user. Who do I have? Who do I cycle through? Who do I pick for this? Like, you have your full roster of characters that you can switch to at any time. Oh, it's 7. I forgot Catwoman.
Oh, right.
I just saw her in the video. I was like, oh, there's Catwoman. I think it's 7.
Whose default, by the way, right away is what's her name from the Tim Burton, that's sewn together look.
Actually, no, it's from the Batman.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So that's the other thing. Most of the characters in this are based on the Batman's version, because that is the first era. An interesting thing this game does is it does go through a lot of the eras, which right now is a lot of properties are doing that. They're doing it in the form of like, it's a multiverse. Mm-hmm. This game does an interesting thing. This is not a multiversal game. It just, every chapter is a time jump, and the aesthetic changes with the time jump. So at the beginning, it's a lot of the Batman and Batman Begins, and it's kind of a mishmash of both of those, and a little bit of comic book. There's comic book sprinkled throughout the whole thing. And then when it goes into the next chapter, it goes into Tim Burton. And so now all the character, like, it moves forward. Batman's a little more established. He's not at the start of his journey, and everybody becomes a little more Tim Burton-y for that section. You know, They change their clothes. Maybe they talk a little bit different. And then the next chapter, it moves things forward. And then you get into the Schumacher Batman era, you know, and so, but they are all supposed to be the same characters. Just, you know, it'd be like looking at your own life through the 70s into current, you know, your outfits change, your style changes, all of that. And it kind of goes through those moves. I think what Bo said is the biggest thing that I want to say. It's not up front at this point, but like, to get out of the way, I've seen a lot of people go, this game just isn't for me. I thought this game was going to be good. People are talking so glowing. This is still a Lego game. If you don't like Lego games, this might win you over, because I wouldn't say that I loved Lego games before. I had played them before, but I don't know if I ever finished a single one. Maybe the first Star Wars game they ever made when it was brand new.
The old PS2 game, yeah.
Beyond that, I don't know if I've ever finished one. I 100%ed this one. So I do think there is a level of it could win you over. But if you hate the idea of Lego games, this game isn't for you.
Yeah,
but
it is a Lego game.
First and foremost, Lego game.
Yeah.
I do think that it does a lot of things better than most Lego games. Again, the way it handles character swapping, as a result, the way it does puzzles, the way it does combat by taking the Arkham-style combat and putting it in the game. I also think the humor's a lot better in this. It's still a little nonstop, which I think is maybe my biggest criticism of Lego games, is it feels like it needs to pack in joke per second.
Yeah.
But I think the strength is that even though they've done a lot of Lego Batman, there's a lot to mine here. Whereas, like, I played the Skywalker Saga game.
Yeah.
And by that time, they've made so many Lego Star Wars games. So many. Not to mention the amount of times Star Wars has been parodied in general, that, like, when I played the Skywalker Saga, I was like, these jokes feel like somebody's 9th or 10th like tier joke, because it is. They've told the funny one 8 games ago.
Yeah.
And so it feels like they're just like, put more jokes in to cover for the fact that the jokes we have are not very good. This doesn't seem to have that problem quite so much. Where it feels a little bit better. There's some things, I mean, for the most part, this game just adheres to whatever movie it's referencing. You know, when you're in the Tim Burton era, guess what? Joker's got a bunch of balloons. He wants to do a parade. You know, it's like, it doesn't really do a ton of insane things with the lore. Sometimes it kind of does. And it did make me wish that it would do something a little more interesting. But the problem is that if you've seen the movies, you probably know who the villain is as soon as I say it ends on The Dark Knight Rises. Like, pretty safe bet who the final villain of the game would be.
Does a decent impression too, by the way, of that character. It's not bad.
Well, I think you would be wrong then if you're thinking is Bane.
Oh, I was thinking Bane. Is it Bane?
Well, just like in that movie, Scott.
Oh, he wasn't.
Seems like it's Bane, but he's not the final villain.
You're right.
So,
you're right. I totally forgot.
That's the thing is like it doesn't go out of its way to be all that different. And sometimes when it does decide to be different, I don't think it's like for a stronger reason. Like I don't know why they did this because they very clearly, kill Bruce Wayne's parents. Like that happen. They don't show it exactly. They go a little artistic with it, but they change Robin's origin story to where he apparently gets adopted by Bruce Wayne and dedicates his life to fighting crime because his parents were annoyed at him for doing a bad job.
Yeah.
And it's weird that they would make that choice. It's like, yeah, he went and lived with a billionaire because his parents didn't like the job he did.
It's a little weird. It's a very odd choice.
Why did we make that decision? But whatever. It's like you said, it's all very co-op focused. Part of the reason why I've been able to 100% this game, my son loves playing this game. And we didn't have the ability for us both to play at the same time easily before. I now have 2 controllers hooked up. We'll be able to do that going forward. He's very excited about it. I told him we would. But we took turns because he mostly just wanted to punch things. Not surprising. And so he's learning to use the controller really well off this game. Like, I was shocked. Originally, I was just giving him the controller and walking out of the room because I was getting sick of him pressing X while I was trying to walk around because my character would just be punching nonstop. So I'd be trying to get to an objective punching, going as slow as humanly possible. And I was finally like, you take the controller. And he's like, it's a little too big. I was like, you'll figure it out. And sure enough, by day 3, I was like, hey, come here. And his mom comes in and I go, look, hey, buddy, can you get in the Batmobile? He calls the Batmobile all on his own, gets in the Batmobile, starts driving. I was like, look at what he can do.
Yeah.
He's got it all figured out.
It's a proud moment.
So I'm really happy with how he's doing with it. But the puzzles I thought were kind of fun. Like
they were fun.
In terms of
they weren't
open
crazy,
world
but
puzzles,
they were fun.
They're not hard, but they're different.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like there's a lot of them. And it's not like every single one you pull up to is exactly the same, which is nice, but there's a lot of overlap where it's like, oh, I learned this skill and now I have to use this skill and this skill in conjunction with this. And I just really appreciated everything they did with it. The package is great. The costumes they put in there are awesome. There was a lot of like, is this in there? Yes. Hey, Marvel's Spider-Man, you're on notice. Maybe you can actually put the costumes people want in your next Marvel Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
Lego Batman did. Yeah. There isn't any glaring, obvious omissions from this game.
They even put in the old 1940s cereal one, the classic with the floppy ears. That's my favorite one right now. I actually wear it mostly. I love that one.
Well, there's one that's even more cereal. There's a black and white one.
Oh, I didn't see that yet.
You have to complete all I think it's like one of like all the Riddler stages or something like that. There's it's called Batman Cereal and it's black and white.
I'm gonna have to work on that. By the way,
you're talking about the one with the purple gloves, right?
Yeah, the purple gloves one.
Like his first appearance.
This right here is that's when I saw her for the first time. And that's the whatevers, right?
Yeah, but she's in the Iceberg Lounge stage. Selena Kyle is in there, and she's the version from the Batman.
All right, you know what now it's all making sense because this chapter started. In fact, you can see it here, right here.
Yeah, she's got the pink wig from the Batman.
That yellow is unique to that chapter, and this is your Tim Burton chapter, basically.
Yeah.
Which is unique to that movie, that color scheme. So you're right. And for whatever reason, I thought it was just a mishmash all the way up to chapter 3. I didn't know it was like, I knew I was like suddenly in the Batman outfit from Tim Burton's era, but it didn't occur to me that was the idea, is that these chapters are sort of themed based on the era, the way you described.
Yeah, because you
feel a
can
little
put
dumb for not noticing.
Gordon in like his animated series outfit, but he still looks like Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah,
Like
just
he's
got white
wearing
hair.
the clothes from the animated series, but he still looks like Jeffrey Wright because it's still supposed to be that Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice they made with all that stuff. And the Nolan stuff I've seen, like the bike, and you unlock the Nolan version of the Batmobile and all. And there's the scene, the bank heist under the freeway thing. Like they clearly have a love for all the eras and are really going nuts here with trying to represent them. And I just think that's one of the best things about the game. Is no matter when you liked your Batman, you'll be represented.
It's referenced.
Yeah.
It's in there. Like they're all there.
Yeah, and the Batcave. Holy shit, the Batcave is a big, complicated, way deeper system than I expected.
Yeah, you can build stuff. You can. I got like the big penny, and I can put that in the Batcave.
Yep.
I was worried that they forgot about the dinosaur, but there's a collectible that slowly builds the big T-Rex that's famously in the Batcave. It's all there, and like there's even like weird little loving tributes. Like we had already talked about, the Absolute Batman costume is in the game, and for those who have read the comic, the way you unlock it is one of the activities you do in the game is to collect missing zoo animals. And tying the Absolute Batman costume to zoo-related activities is incredibly funny. Yep. Because in Absolute Batman, Bruce's dad, not both his parents, dies at the zoo, a shooting at the zoo.
Right.
So the fact that they were like, where are we going to put the Absolute Batman costume? Zoo-related activities, for sure, is really funny.
I love it. It must be so much fun as devs to get carte blanche on all the IP, no matter where it came from, and just go nuts like this. And it ends up making it, I just think, a fuller experience. Because you are there for fan service, you're there for all that, but you're also there for good mechanics, and the game has those. Like, it's just a better package than any of these up till now. And it sets a higher bar now for whatever they do next, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Really good.
Yeah, I can't recommend it enough. Again, if you at least are open to the idea of liking Lego games, like, I think the problem is a lot of people were like, it's got this from Arkham, and it's got this from Arkham, and it's got this from Arkham. And I think what a lot of people heard is a new Arkham game came out. It is not that.
No.
I can't stress enough. It has Arkham style combat instead of the old Lego just keep hitting X and then they explode into pieces. But it's not an Arkham game.
It might drive you to install Arkham games. I may have done that. I'll just say I did it because I'm not going to review those games. They're old, but I installed City, played a bunch of City, and then went, wait, where was I in Night? Oh, and so I installed Night, and in typical ADD Scott fashion, I was all over the place with this, but I got really roped into Night because I'd gotten way less far in that than I remembered. I thought I'd played that way longer, and I didn't. So I've been having a blast with that, and now I'm kind of mad that I did so much of that. I played like 3-4 hours of that when I could have been, 100%ing Lego Batman like John did. But it got me in the mood, and that is one thing that I think a lot of players will run into. Even if you're having a great time, and I was and am, you're gonna get nostalgic for those Arkham games. And
it did make me want to play Arkham Asylum again.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I never really gave Arkham Origins a fair shake. Maybe I should try again. It's just, I always bounced off of it. I've heard people say it gets unfairly criticized. I love the conceit of the story. I think the story conceit's really good. I love Winter Gotham, Snowy Batman, which, speaking of, I don't know if you heard, Scott, but the Batman 2 movie takes place wintertime.
I heard. I knew you were excited just because no desert for you.
So good. Yeah, you're not going to be running around dunes. He's going to be in a winter Gotham. That sounds awesome.
That actually sounds very cool. I don't like the cold and I don't like the snow, but I think that sounds like a great backdrop for anything Dark Knight related. So
I'm excited about all that. But anyway, it's very good. You should check it out. It's not Arkham. It's a Lego game.
Yep.
But it's a very good Lego game.
It's a Lego game that smartly took some Arkham ideas and it improved the experience. That's one way of putting it. All right, let's talk about 007 First Light. I played it. You beat it.
Yep.
The story, I guess.
You beat it. Oh
I know.
my.
I was like, John had this free time.
Come out yesterday, like holy shit!
I know. When I heard that, at first when I heard Lego Batman, I was like, oh, he probably stayed up late and whatever. And then he says, and I've beaten 007 First Light. And then it was 100% the Lego Batman. Like I was like I was worried that John had been replaced by like some kind of phenom.
I mean, it wasn't all in the same day.
No, I know. You just really used your time well, is all I'm saying.
Once again, my family's out of town.
Yeah, that's
most
important.
of Lego Batman happened with them here because my son wanted to play it with me, so we spent a lot of time playing it together. Then I got to like 98% complete on Lego Batman and was like, all right, time to go to 007. And then a community member gave me a hard time for being that close to 100% and giving up. So to show them, I went and finished it. I got the 100%.
Well,
and then I went to 007.
It's impressive as hell. And I would also like to say that 007 First Light is impressive as hell, in my opinion. Now, I'm only 3 hours in. I'm probably, I don't know, the first main mission and where things start to be a little more Hitman-y in terms of like use your environment and sneak around in here and confuse that guy with a conversation and those kinds of things that are coming up. But the initial time in this game is so much of an interactive story tutorial of how to do the fighting, the hand-to-hand combat, and the shooting. I love that montage they did for that training. I thought that was great.
Training montage was really good.
Yeah.
Also was very hard jumping between Batman and Bond.
Yep.
Because they don't control the same.
Yep.
And I did the training montage, played a little bit more Batman, and then went back to playing, and it was just long enough for me to forget the buttons for Bond. And I kept getting my ass kicked, and I was like, why can't I parry anything in this goddamn game?
Yeah.
And I found out it's because I keep pressing Y to counter, and that is not the button in Bond.
No, it's not at all. I kind of, it's B, I think, in Bond, which is a rare one to put as the counter in any game. So I don't know.
It's B to counter, A to dodge, and that's not Batman controls.
No.
Batman controls is Y to counter, B to dodge.
Yeah, Lego or otherwise, we're used to it at those games.
So
but
it messed with me, but it does a very good job of giving you tutorials to reference. Because when I finally was like, "What is the button?" Like I went to tutorials and it flat out said combat. Here's how to punch. Here's how to parry. And it laid it out, and I found out very quickly. Oh, I've been making a mistake.
Yeah, there's a bunch of that to get your head around, but once you do. I think this is a hell of an effort by them. Here's the thing, though. I'm going to say this right up front. People are like, well, how much Hitman is it? It's less Hitman than you think.
A lot less.
A lot less. I would say it's closer to like Nathan Drake. Yeah, Uncharted. Yeah. It's like an Uncharted game in a way, but with spycraft and the Bond name and all that. And I think that's actually a really good thing. I'm really glad we're not just playing another Hitman, but their Hitman experience definitely shows through in certain sequences. It's like, this scene is me infiltrating a bar and talking to people and trying to figure out what's what and not get caught. I mean, there's a lot of that, but it's for the most part, it feels more like I'm playing like a big epic Uncharted spin out that happens to have the Bond name on it. And I think that's a good thing. I really, really like what I've played so far. I'm curious though, now that you are at completion, how did it go for you?
I really liked it. I thought it was good. I think that for me, I think you do have to look at this more as a company's first effort, because I don't think this is another Hitman game, like we just said.
Yeah.
And I think it's easy to go, well, they've done so many Hitman games. This should be a flawless, perfect outing. I would compare this more to, like, think about this on par with the first Uncharted game. A hint of what they could do, maybe hasn't fully executed everything properly. I know that there have been a lot of people that have said, man, for a $70 game, it sure is short. You get that every time, it feels like. I beat the game. I didn't do everything. I didn't go back and do a lot of collecting. I didn't do a lot of the VR training stuff that they have in there. I just sort of played the story, and it was just under 15 hours for me. with what I did in the game. And people are like, oh, that's not enough for $70. It's not. I think this game's too long. I think my biggest complaint coming out of this game is too long.
Interesting.
It feels like there are too many times where this could have been cut. This didn't have to be in there. This sequence goes a little too long. And I think that it could have been shortened and would have been a better experience for it. I also think this game front loads a lot of its best experiences. I think the
maybe that's why I liked my first 3 hours so much.
I think the event at the hotel is the best stage in the game. That's not to say that the other stages aren't great, but it's the one that maybe feels the most open. It feels like it had. I wouldn't be surprised if that stage had the most development time, because everything else where it tries to be Hitman-esque feels a little more linear, where it's like, oh, I can see maybe 2 ways that I could have handled this. Whereas that hotel sequence felt like you could break the sequence. You could go in a couple different orders. It could go a couple different ways. Sometimes it would narrow and get a little more linear. Sometimes it would expand back up. That felt really solid to me. But other places it felt like we've given you 2 ways to solve this and you can pick between the 2. And it's like very clearly 2 different options that you have. And that's a little bit less fun when you have to go through a bunch of steps to do it. It's like, just pick one and just make it cinematic and cool. But instead I spend 5 minutes figuring out what the 2 options are on what I can do. So I just feel like pacing falls off in the back half. Interestingly enough, though, I feel like the opposite happens with the story. I feel like the story at the beginning is very obvious, the direction it's going. Characters that live, characters that die, characters that are like, you could predict everything. Like, you meet a character, you're like, that's a bad guy. You know, you meet a character, you're like, oh, this character's not long for this world, I bet. It seems very predictable in the early bit, and by the end I was like, oh, the story's pretty good. I really liked where it went. I thought the game was ending. Twice I thought the game was over, and it was like, nope, there's more story to tell. We're going to keep going. So I think in that regard, it goes the other direction where it got more interesting. And I think that's what carried me through it, is I was like, okay, mechanically I'm not as compelled, but from a narrative perspective, I'm having a better time. I think the fist fighting and the action in this game, really, really good.
Yeah.
I think that the issue that they have that they kind of need to work out is that obviously this game does allow for, oops, I messed up, so now you're just going to brawl your way out of it. And I have found that, like, early on I was like, no, I want to have a real good, solid run. I want to sneak around and figure things out. Because the fighting is so good and the stealth takes so long to piece everything together, I ended up just landing on, well, let's just get in a brawl. I'm going to have a better time and it's going to kind of go faster. And I think that's a problem. I think they maybe need to find, I'll give you a really good example. There was a point very early on in a mission where they just make it crystal clear, hey, you just need to take something from this guy. This guy just needs to be distracted for a second. And they give you all the tools and all the evidence in the world that you're just supposed to use your little dart phone on him. And you do. And you feel cool because it's a cool Bond moment. And I think they need to lean less on trying to give you, again, when it's just like 1 or 2 options, just make it clear what Bond needs to do and give you the ability to execute on it, to make the sneaking around and puzzly version of Bond as compelling as the fighting, because the fighting was really good and really fun.
See, that's interesting, because this team is known for like exceptional stealth, and in the Hitman series, like nobody's done stealth quite like them, and puzzle environments that are like organic and feeling like your solution could be the only one. I threw a wrench in his face, all but 90% of players shot him in the head or whatever. And it's weird to hear that maybe they didn't nail that part.
They do sometimes. And like it is there. You see the moments of it, and it's not like it's just one stage they get right, but I would say it feels like it narrows. It feels like the hotel is maybe the most open experience, and then it kind of just narrows and bottlenecks a little bit the more you go. And maybe there's stuff I miss. Maybe they would come in and go, well, actually, look at all the different ways you can solve this, and it's more than I think, and there's a secret there. But to me, if it looks like there's only two obvious solutions, like how many people are experimenting and getting more than that? And also, again, if the best part is the combat and it's more fun than figuring out those solutions, then, you know, what good is it? And
what are we doing?
I'll give you an example. There was one point where I needed to get something from a guy who was in a bathroom stall, and he was having an anxiety attack, and I needed to get him to give me the item, right?
Yeah.
So I went and talked to him, and it has like dialogue options, but then it like flags one as opportunity missing or something like that. It's like, oh, there's more information I could go get and talk, or I can kick open the door. Like that's clearly an option too. But using my cool magic vision, I know that there's somebody else in the stall, in a stall near him. And odds are if I kick open the door, that person's going to come out, and it's going to result in two people that I have to potentially deal with instead of just the one.
Yeah.
So I walked around the facility. I found this additional dialogue option. I used it. He gave me the item, no combat needed, but I spent more time walking around looking for it. That's a very just like, it's one or the other, right? And I don't think we necessarily needed that. I think it could have been just as cool to maybe give dialogue options that weren't as obvious, that they were going to get you a good result, and let it be a pass fail on what you pick, and maybe you then have to kick down the door. I just feel like there's a couple missed opportunities like that. That said, game is cinematic as hell. I really like the actor they got to play Bond. I think he's very good at it, especially for a young Bond.
Young Dexter, right? Teenage Dexter. Yeah.
Yeah, from First Blood.
Yeah.
I think he's got the perfect level of like, he says cheesy lines without them feeling cheesy, you know? Like when we play Resident Evil, like we like it, but Leon is cheesy. He's big cheeseball.
Right.
You can't have that with Bond, but he has to say things that are just as corny. So you have to find a way to hit that earnestness without it being like, ugh, another Bond one-liner coming at us. Here we go. And I think he manages that really, really well. And he's got just enough of that rough edge where through the entire game, I felt like this is Bond not quite in his final form, right? Like this is the metapod of James Bond. He's not quite a Butterfree. He's still in his metapod state. You could tell he's going to be a good Pokemon one day, but right now he's in that middle evolutionary level because as you go through it, it's like, okay, well, he flirts with everybody, but he doesn't have a 100% success rate. He's really good in situations, but sometimes he's just a little too slow or just a little too green, or someone has to bail him out just a little bit. And it's that perfect, like, okay, he's not quite James Bond yet. We're discovering how he becomes that. And that's perfect. That's exactly what it should be. Because, I mean, I think instead of like new game, I think it actually says like earn the number. You're very clearly, this is the story of him becoming 007.
Yeah. Which is interesting because we don't really get that in other forms of media. We've never gotten a series or a movie that digs into his youngest years. You know, there's a little bit of that in Casino Royale, but not really. So I like that part too. And he's very
high school.
Yeah, he's very good in this role. That actor, which you already said, but he's I didn't know what to expect because again, he's still in the face, still looks a little bit like Henry from Kingdom Come 2, and it freaks me out a little bit. But I got used to it. In those 3 hours that I played. But cool. So they've come out and been very vocal about this is just the beginning. We have lots of plans, tons of free stuff coming, content, venues that you can infiltrate, kind of like they did with Hitman. Hitman was great when it came to more content. And they're going to add path tracing lighting to it in an upcoming patch. They have like a whole, what do you call it, roadmap, which is rare for a big AAA game to have a roadmap already. But I kind of like that. So I don't know.
I'm going to be honest. I hope they just get started on a sequel. I mean, games take a really long time to make. I think that with time and budget and like now maybe a better focus, like as they look at the play testing and stuff like that, like I like this game in a different way than Hitman. Again, they have like VR missions and stuff like that you can do. Zero interest in it. I just wanted to play the campaign and the story. And when I was all done, I didn't go, ooh, I need a lot more of that in my life. I was like, okay, cool. I saw the story. I would love to play, the Uncharted 2 version of 007 First Light. Like, let's continue the story. Let's move on. So to me, I'm like, put out some story DLC, story expansion, or just a full-on sequel. I'm way more interested in that than we put more VR missions in there for you to do. I love the Hitman world of assassination, and I love doing fun missions and stuff like that. I feel like that's a game built for it. I think this game is a different thing altogether. Start making a sequel.
All right.
Because like you only have so many years, and
It started now.
Yeah.
like AAA game development takes a really long time. So
But what about they
get
just
going
release
on it.
and do like expansion packs? I don't know.
If they want to do that, that's fine. I think this baseline for this game is really good. But I'll say, not my thing. I don't care about their side mission VR bullshit. I'm just not in the mood for a James Bond game. I want the story. I want, the James Bondiness of it. I don't want to know what he got up to when he put a VR headset on his head. In fact, I kind of think the idea of James Bond with a VR headset on his head is stupid.
It's pretty stupid.
They get around it because I think they say like it just patches directly into his Q lens that he's wearing. They get away from not having James Bond with a big old VR headset looking around.
Thank
doing
the Lord.
That. But
yeah.
that stuff not compelling to me. I would be open to it if they want to say like, oh, it's we did something really cool here, but no, I'm more interested in a sequel.
You know what? Extra points though for I hadn't heard they were doing this, so it was a surprise to me. I'm sure other people knew about it because the song had been streaming, but that Lana Del Rey intro song where they cut to do like a proper Bond intro cinematic type thing like you get in the movies.
Yeah.
Was awesome. Except I streamed it and YouTube blocked my video for using the song.
Stupid.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
I know. It doesn't make any sense. All that would do from my dinky YouTube archive would have just improved people's chances of wanting to play the Bond game. So the game makers are not the problem. It's the music industry people that are trying to continue to give themselves relevance and work by illegally shutting down anything that uses any music. So stupid. But I really liked that. The adherence to kind of just like the vibe of Bond, even though we're looking at a young Bond, which we usually don't get. It's set in a modern time. It wasn't like a throwback to the 60s or something. All these decisions are one thing, but to make the vibe work and work well, and when the music swells and you get the burn, all the stuff you're used to from a Bond thing, I thought all that stuff worked really well. Again, 3 hours in, my long-term may vary on, I may end up more like John where something leaves to be desired, but so far I've been really enjoying it. So,
well, and to be clear, I liked it. I do not want you to take away that, oh, John didn't like it. I think it's really good, and especially for a first effort. But again, I would compare it to Uncharted 1. I feel like there's a lot that could be done better. And I think that they can very easily figure it out. Like we don't usually put ratings on things, but like, whereas I would give Lego Batman like a 5 out of 5. I think it's the best Lego game. I think it's a perfect Lego game. I don't really have a ton of notes for it. This game, I'd probably give a 4 out of 5. I think there's some very obvious stuff that can be better. I think it's very good. But if you're like, Uncharted is my favorite series in the entire world, it's like Uncharted, I think there's a chance you could play this and not like it. and think that it's lacking. I think if you go in expecting Hitman, there's a chance you could play it and find it lacking. It is very much its own thing, and we wondered about that from the moment they announced it. Like, are we going to have James Bond changing clothes constantly, throwing cans of spaghetti at people? And the answer is not really. He changes his clothes every now and then, but it's not really much of a disguise game. And there's a chance at some point you can throw a can of spaghetti, but it's different. You're not walking around holding a can of spaghetti going, I can't wait till I get a moment where I can throw spaghetti at somebody. Yeah. It's in the middle of a brawl. You might hit a kitchen table and there's a can there, and he throws it as like a desperate attempt to smack someone in the head and get a leg up on a fight. Like, it's more like that. So it's different. And I think it's a good different. I think it's got a lot of room for improvement.
If you ever want to see some of your, I don't know if they're your favorite, if you want to see some random streamers make cameos in a video game, I was just watching this just right now, and I noticed there's Shroud right there, walking past him. That's Shroud. He actually did some voice lines for it. The guy that played the little punch-up dude and...
Jacksepticeye. Yeah,
he's in this somewhere.
There.
Yeah,
there's a lot of them.
We're at that. That's the stage we're at, guys. Streamers are now in video games, so Jeff Keighley's talking to people in the hologram and freaking Death Stranding, and that's just the way it is. That's where we are.
I know more about these cameos because I was told about it. I didn't notice them when I played through them.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's...
So suck it, Shroud.
Yeah, take that, Shroud.
Well, to be fair, I don't recognize Shroud off the jump.
John, you heard it here first. John does not recognize his right to exist and to be a streamer.
That's not what I said.
Oh, by recognize, you mean his face. I see. Okay.
I don't watch a ton of streamers. Like, I know Jacksepticeye because he played Punch Up, not because and then it went the other way. I was like, man, I like Punch Up. And then I watched him play the game, and I was like, yeah, he seems all right. This seems good. But I don't really know much about Shroud besides he was very anti-Claire Obscure, right? That was Shroud who was like, if Marathon doesn't win, or it wasn't Marathon, what's the other extraction shooter? Anyway, I think that was his big... Yeah, I think he was like, they better not give Game of the Year to Claire Obscure. And then he played Claire Obscure, and he was like, yeah, it's a good game. So I think that's 100% of my Shroud knowledge shared right there.
All right.
I couldn't tell you what he looks like, except apparently he's in the James Bond game.
Yep, it was. There's a few of them, and good luck to their cameo lives. All right, those are the games that we played together. Well, not really together. Here's the good news. I don't have a ton to add to my pile because I've been swamped with nerdtacular stuff. We're like, let's see. Actually, today is the 2 week. No. Thursday would have been the 2 week mark until that. So it's all hands on deck. However, I did get some time to play more Duck Game with the boy, with Van. He's 7. Love that game. Had a blast. I cannot recommend Duck Game enough for little kids and adults to play together.
I am going to try this because it seems like exactly the kind of game my son would like.
He'll eat it up, dude.
Be a cartoon duck, shoot guns, like he's in.
I used to love when we were doing streams playing that competitively. Me, you, and I think Bo played some Duck Game. Didn't we all play it?
Yeah, we all played.
Game rules, man. It's just so much stupid fun. Anyway, played that a ton when he was over. And then, I got Deep Rock Galactic Rogue as a Steam gift from Shatterproof. I think you guys did also.
Yes. Did. Yep.
So we're going to at some point want to try that together. I tried it alone, and I have to say, I know that's getting kind of raked over the coals for being a little disjointed and having some tech issues, and the intro's a little rough and some other stuff. It's an early access game, but from a team who always does right by their stuff, so I'm not worried about the long term of this thing. I have to say, though, just my first run in there, this is more like what I want out of Deep Rock. And I don't mean like, because regular Deep Rock's great, but it's an extraction shooter in a way where, you're going in, you're a class, it's best to be working together and come out of there with the stuff you went in there for, and then upgrade your dudes and do your stuff. It's a great loop, and it's a good game, and there's nothing wrong with it. But one of the things that I always felt like I was missing was the ability to just get in there real quick for a couple of runs because I'm just in the mood for that roguelike loop. and this is that. And I feel really good about it so far. I'm not sure where all the negativity is coming from. I don't know what all the perspectives are, so I don't want to poo-poo any of them, but played about, 45 minutes of it, and it left a really good impression that this is going to be something rad. So anyway, that's something we'll be checking out more in the future, and thanks to Shatterproof for that. Also, he gave me Schrodinger's Cat Burglar, which is like a puzzle game with a cat that I'm looking forward to playing. I don't know anything else about it, but it looks like fun.
Sometimes the cat steals from you, and sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes it doesn't.
No, it's both at the
That's
same
right.
time.
Great, good, very good point. All right, John, you also played a few other things. What else did you get up to?
Well, you mentioned it, I think, last week. Library, Tidy Up the Arcane Library. A title I don't like because it contains the name library twice, but I was gifted that by Kurihi 11B, and I really liked it. I couldn't stop.
That was
it's
my
another
experience.
example of a game that, like, I hope they make a sequel. I hope they expand on some ideas. Like, I think the early parts of that game are a lot more fun than the later parts of the game. You end up getting so many powers that it really trivializes thinking about anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, by the time you level up enough, like, you're not even really paying attention to the section. You're like, you pick up one book, you're like, you press 5, and all the books you need for that shelf come flying into your hand. You press 2, it tells you where those books go.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go look at the shelf and you press 4 and it puts all the books up for you.
Yeah.
Like, by the time you've maxed your powers, and you can do that almost nonstop.
Yeah.
Almost as fast as humanly possible. You can do that. Like, the cooldowns, once you start maxing everything out, become very trivial. And it's still fun to do, but I do think that, like, again, hopefully they made a lot of money on this, because I think they deserve it, because it's a very cool, little thing. But I think maybe with a little different direction, maybe where you do a wing at a time, stuff like that, they can kind of recapture the fun that is that first hour maybe of the game, where you're actually kind of like, you know what, I'm going to try and collect every book that's purple. And then you kind of notice, like, oh, most of these books that are purple are about illusion magic. So I'm going to learn that section really well and go on a hunt for that. I think that's a lot more fun than at the end when I was just like picking up a book, pressing 5, pressing 2.
Yeah,
and then
trivialize
4.
is a great way of putting it. And in the time I had to play it, I hadn't unlocked any of that yet. So to me, I thought I was facing a game with a lot of methodical, like, thinking. The purple books are often this, or anything that's green is often part of this bow library or whatever. And then I would have to maintain those skills throughout the play. But when you start getting basically OP Harry Potter powers, it's just like it becomes very trivial, which I think is why the price is like $5. It's meant to just kind of be a power trip toward the end. But I agree, if they could expand on that, like, it's some of the most fun chore core I've had in a while. I really enjoyed it, but it does kind of very quickly become like, oh, I'm freaking Dumbledore in here.
Yeah.
And it's not.
And there's lots of ways you can gamify that. Like, the idea of them hiding keys in the stage and you finding them is a really cool idea. I think it can very easily be in a sequel. Like, certain books, when you pick up, maybe they open and they give a clue about where something is, and you find that. And, like, that maybe is what unlocks powers rather than just rows done. I think there's a lot of things they can do to enhance the experience a bit. But I had a lot of fun for what it is. Like,
that's great.
That's why I think you would tweak it with a sequel if you do something else, because I think this is a perfect version of what it is, but there's a lot of ways you can look at it and go, you know what, this could translate to a very cool other experience that's different.
Yeah, I agree. There's more to mine. And then you got some time with the Steam controller. We're twins now on the Steam controller front. How do you like your Steam controller?
I like it. At first I got it and was like, I think I might have made a mistake. I don't think I like how this feels. It feels very different. And then I decided that for my test, I would just, when I got mad because I was challenged to finish and 100% the Lego Batman game, I was like, well, I'll try the Steam controller for the last leg of this. And I picked it up and I was like, oh, it feels weird. And then I got into playing the game and I was like, oh, it feels fine.
Yeah.
It just kind of feels like I'm playing the controller. The biggest thing that takes getting used to, because I typically play on an 8-bit Do Ultimate 2. It rhymes, so it must be a good controller. It's basically an Xbox controller. And so the things that are different between the Steam controller and that is you have your thumbsticks parallel to each other. They're not staggered. I've gotten used to them being staggered, but I got over it very, very quickly. And then the biggest one is the D-pad is in a different spot on the Steam controller. But what works cool is because where it would be on the 8-bit Do, that's where your touchpad is. And I have found that by default in most games, that touchpad defaults to functioning just like a D-pad anyway. So I would press it, go, oops, that's not the D-pad, but it would have done what I asked it to do.
Right.
So it was one of those weird things of like, oh, I hit the wrong thing. Well, it did what I wanted to do anyway. That's fine.
It worked out just fine.
In a different spot.
Yeah. I have the same exact experience, especially initially. Now I'm used to it. I play a lot of Steam Deck anyway, so the placement of the D-pad was already kind of in my brain space. I've also learned a few tricks. If you hold down the 3 dots menu,
Yeah.
it may do this by default, depends on how you have things configured. But if you hold down those 3 dots and you're just in Windows trying to navigate to the game you want to launch, the pad over here becomes a mouse. So you basically can mouse around your screen using that thing and then click with one of the clickers or the A. So there's a lot of shortcutty stuff that just kind of makes using a desktop interface, if you're not going full big picture or something, it just makes it easier that I can't really do with other controllers as well or as easy. But yeah, I've been very pleased with mine. I'm happy to hear you like yours too. Honestly, I really at this stage, having used it exclusively now for 2 weeks or something, for every game I've played with controllers, I really like it. Like I've come to just, this feels right to me now. If I had to shake it up and grab another one, it's fine. I'd be all right. But this just feels good, and I don't know, maybe my hands are the right size or something. Something's jiving with me with this thing, which is such a weird thing to say because that first one sucked ass so hard.
Well, it's very different.
I hated that thing. No second stick. It was I mean, I understand what they were trying to do. It just, for me, it failed miserably. I think for everyone it did. It didn't, it was considered a failure. I think this is a huge step in the right direction. I will continue to use it.
I haven't spent a ton of time with it. I played, again, some of the Lego Batman, and I played a chunk of 007 on it as well. And I liked it. It feels, to me at least, because I haven't used full functionality, there's never been a point where I've been like, oh, I need a mouse cursor or anything like that, where it would have come in handy. So right now it feels like a lateral move, and in a world where I consider it exactly on par with the 8-bit Do, I would probably lean that direction because it's cheaper.
Oh, for sure.
Spent a lot of time today talking about how expensive things are getting. Go with the cheaper option. But I do think that if you like the features, if you like the controller, if you like the things it's doing different, it feels great. It plays great. There's nothing wrong with it. So I would recommend it. But if you're like me and you're like, it's neat, it's kind of cool. I like it because it's a controller I like, and I know that after, my son's still getting used to using the one controller. So I'm going to be using the Steam Deck controller probably more often than not, and I'm happy that I enjoy using it because I know I'm going to get it more frequently. But yeah, I mean, to me, they're on par.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it. And like John said, we've never had a better time for alternate controllers at prices that are way better and still being a really quality thing. The Mad Catz days are long behind us. So if somebody said to me, hey, I just need a good controller, I'd probably say, well, save your money and get a 8-bit Do or one of these other ones, the other brands. But if they were like, I want the most premium thing for a PC right now, and I'm really steeped in the Steam ecosystem and that implies future products and all that, then I'd probably go with this.
Yeah.
And you're going to pay about what you would have paid for a high-end PlayStation or Xbox controller Elite or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is the official brand controllers offer less features for basically the same amount of money.
Yeah.
So, 8-bit do, you get those features. The Steam controller, you get those features. But if you buy, like, even the top-end PlayStation and Xbox controllers, they're still lacking in some features, and they cost the same, if not more, than the Steam controller.
Yeah.
So that is something to keep in mind. And even 8-bit do, they're talking about their Ultimate 3 that's coming out, which actually has some Microsoft branding to it. Even that one's getting a bit expensive. I think that one's going to be $150.
That'll be like this cheaper low-end 8-bit do that I have has an actual logo on there, so some precedence for that. That's cool, though, that they're going to keep working with them on it, especially on the high-end one, because Microsoft's motivated to sell the Elite 2s in the upcoming 3s, but letting their brand, get used in that way, I think is actually kind of cool. Anyway, this is also a very good one, and it looks like a circus peanut, so you could eat it. All right. What else?
Already talked about the Mario Galaxy movie. We talked about the earlier. And then I just want to thank Shatterproof for Deep Rock Galactic Road Core, which I also got, and Rhino, who during this very episode gifted Mina the Hollower, which I'm really interested in.
I want to play that
And so a big thank you to you. I've said it a couple times, and be house sitting, and I think the only thing I'm going to have with me is the Steam Deck, and I think that would probably be a great Steam Deck game. So,
well, their previous Hollow Knight games were
great
freaking
for it.
Perfect on there, so... Man, that is a game. I don't know. It's so funny to see a game that looks like a Game Boy Color game, but with, the history of that developer. I got to get this game. I hear it's hard though.
It's quite good.
Yeah.
It looks like Link's Awakening, and that's one of my favorite Zelda games.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of all about it.
Yeah, you have to. I can't wait to hear what you think of it. We'll probably talk about that next week.
Yep.
Bo, let's get into it. Stellar Blade finished 3 times. 100% of that game. 3 playthroughs.
Yeah, 3 playthroughs.
Can you explain yourself, please? So
Keep up, you slacker.
My gosh, that's impressive, though, for real. Holy crap.
Well, I was pretty much done it last week, but in order to see all the endings, you got to play through a couple of times. It gets fat. There's a new game plus, so everything's a little more challenging, but you got all your upgrades. And, well, it was just fun. I just wanted to keep playing it. Stellar Blade's a banger. I was like, oh, it's a good game, but the more I play it, the more I'm just realizing the aesthetics of everything. I'm into it. Yes, you're saying the aesthetics might be like the obvious thing,
especially for this gameplay that Scott's pulled up, where she's apparently wearing almost nothing.
Almost not. It's both.
No, she's just wearing her skin suit. There's no hit runs. I put the link in just to videos.
This is that no hit run guy that
Ongball.
No knit run.
Yeah.
She's basically, I wouldn't say she's naked, but
there is a costume you get for taking off your skin.
If you take off, that's the version of what's that guy Let Me Solo Her in Elden Ring? Like, it's just take off there's no clothes. Like, he's minimum leveled fighting a boss and never getting hit once. That's what you're watching.
Look at those ground effects. What the hell is that? That's cool.
It's a good looking game.
Yeah.
This game is a banger. Like, I think like a lot of the conversation with this game gets lost in 2 things. One is like, obviously it's like a Gooner game.
Booba.
And, yeah, but like, just ignore that. It's actually just like a good, like, sci-fi bullshit stuff. It's not deep or anything. Not Star Trek. But it's just like there's weird humans and then weird monsters, and it's the future, and we fight with swords for some reason. I have fun. It's good. Like, I think it's a real bang. I just wanted to play it again. I want to keep playing it.
Is she fighting Sephiroth right now? I know what boss it is, but I didn't put 1-to-1. That is a giant katana and 1 wing.
Yeah.
Like, is this fight a giant Sephiroth reference?
There's a couple of characters with 1 wings. I don't know which ending you chose, but the reason to do the different endings is because there's a different boss fight for whether you take the hand or reject the hand. So
I think I did 2. I don't think I saw 3, but I did one where
3 is just the bad ending where there's a lily meter, and if you don't 100% the lily meter, she dies. So,
I really liked this game. I did a ton of the side activities, so I did not realize that was an option. Because
if you don't do side activities, you actually can get a bad ending, which is one of the achieves, like getting a shit ending, which felt bad, but whatever. No, but it was like this the third time going through. Like if you just speed run the main quest and don't do any side activities, the game's like not that long. Like it sounds like a lot doing it 3 times, but it's like it was maybe 8 hours, total. Like it's not, if that, Mm-hmm. I was playing on a hard mode though, so like those last few bosses are so freaking hard on hard mode, and everything like 2 shots you, and you've got to parry like 6 attack combos from the enemy. It's like nuts. But man, the game is fun. Oh my god, it's a banger. I can't wait for 2, and I just played it 3 times. I don't have much to add from last week other than, John's also right. Soundtrack's great. There's way more music than there needs to be in most games. Like there's just so many like, sung, recorded, unique tracks. And one of the endings has a really banger like outro song. Like it's just really good. I'm just like, wow, they put a lot of like effort into like making this a fun game, and the combat's awesome. Combat system's great, so flashy and cool. Even though I'm not playing anymore, I miss hearing the parry sound of brown when you parry things. Like 'cause I'm playing Elden Ring again, and there's no bang sound, and I'm like, man, I really miss the bangs.
I have a theory, or I have a prediction that in 10 years. Korean developers will be making the games that we think are the best. I just think there's a thing happening over there right now.
Yeah, they do a lot of the games as a service business there too. They have a lot of things we don't like about games, but for like a single player high fidelity game, like this is wow,
like this Crimson Desert,
it's so good. Just watching this gameplay, I'm like, should I play this game again? And it all takes place in a desert. My least favorite biome.
I love deserts. Bring it on. Let's go.
The combat in this game is just so good, and when it hits, you're just like, oh man. And they do such a good job, because I think it's like the second to last boss is the other person that's basically like the mirror match in terms of like combat. Like they're going to do the stuff you do. That fight felt so cool when it first happened. It was like, oh my gosh, I got to fight myself to a degree. Like just in terms of move and style and all of that. Like, oh, it was so good. I really like Stellar Blade, and I'm so glad somebody else played it, because it's not
I'm
just
glad
like,
I did too,
John played the booby game, because it's so much more than that. It's like the game here is really good.
Yeah, it's good. Like it's a bang. It's like almost like low key game of the year so far for me.
Except it was last year, but yeah.
2 years ago, but I got to it now. Like, I mean, I got to it when I get to it.
No, I feel you.
First,
are you? Would you say that this is? Does it ever go on sale? Do you know?
I've seen it on sale. I bought it full price, and I'm glad I did. I really got my money's worth out of it. Often you take a chance, but it does go on sale.
Because I like third person action stuff like this. What I don't want is this just another Souls-like. That's not this, right?
It's not a Souls-like.
This is not a Soul. This is more towards an action game than a Souls-like. It is a baby step towards Souls-like, but it's not.
I'm sure the boss fights are complicated or whatever.
It's hard to the main thing about the game is it is a bit slower. You got to take your time and parry. There's a story mode and a normal mode where you don't parry that much. And then eventually as you unlock shit, you don't need to parry that much at all. Like, honestly, like, especially with the upgrades you can get, like, to attack speed and stuff. Like, I was barely parrying. It's just bosses. And, like, the parrying timing, you miss some parry, you can dodge instead, just like Expedition 33. So you can just dodge, and you can just do your power moves and, like, forget parrying. Like, you got to do it a little bit, but you don't have to be, like, a pro. But I wouldn't call that a Souls-like. I never parry in a Souls-like. It's more like an easier Sekiro, pretty much, probably, is where I'd put it in. But, like, not even that, because I know Sekiro is just very different. Sekiro is way too, I think, up its own butt with the whole parry system. This is like parrying's an option, but you kind of want to do parrying, because when you parry, it goes bang, bang, and it just like it's so like satisfying on a like lizard brain level, where you're just like yeah, and parry, like it feels really good, and it like adds to the sci-fi-ness because you got like a weird electro vibro sword, like it's not, it's sci-fi, it's Star Wars business, right? You're just like, oh man, it makes no sense that I'm parrying this 5-ton sword, but I have a body cell. Like, and I'm I'm a babe from space. That's the explanation. It's fine.
And the setting, unlike John, is right. It's in the middle of my sandwich. Like I freaking love.
No, the world is basically Mad Max. So like seeing the other ending does give you the benefit of getting the full context. It's basically Earth. Global warming happens, and it fries the planet. But an AI helped us populate basically a Dyson sphere outside the planet, which is where you come from. And some humans remained, and they used some genetic shit and became monsters, which is what you're fighting. So it's just like, it's a Mad Max future. Global warming fried the planet. Enjoy the game. Like that, which is Mad Max's global warming fried the planet. Enjoy
the visuals. Yeah.
Like it's pretty much the same deal. It's just instead of it being a dirty dude that drives a car around all the time, it's robot girls, and monsters.
Right. And then when people compare it to Nier Automata, are they actually just talking about that, the setting?
No, it is. They're the exact same game.
I have the deluxe edition. I bought the deluxe edition, and I got access to the. You can get the Nier Automata outfits for her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know Nier Automata is actually in this game.
In the game.
Like it is. There are very similar story beats and ideas at play here, and obviously they're fans. They collaborated. Yeah, you can look exactly like 2B and all of that in the game, and it's full on. It's full on in there.
Yeah, both games share a large proportion of Rule 34 on the internet as well. So there's that.
Probably, but the idea of Rule 34 is everything shares Rule 34.
That's true. That's actually the rule. That's the point of it. I didn't think of it that way. All right.
And so I played it 3 times. I did all of it. I'm pretty much done it, except I still got some optional bosses.
You're making me want this game. I am in no position right now to play this. No, I didn't.
You played some of it. Yes,
I've never played any of it. I've never had
Scott, go check your PlayStation. You played it.
Did I play the demo or something?
You must have played the demo.
I did, because I don't have the game.
Because we both talked about this game 2 years ago on PlayStation before I finally dove into it.
And you got it on PC when you did your
I still think you actually might have played it. I think, check your PlayStation ownership. Yeah.
I don't think... I may have demo. I don't think I paid for this game. Let's see.
Maybe you refunded it.
Let's see if there's a way to look it up. Anyway, Bo, continue on while I.
All right, that's fine. Also, another thing about this game that I like too is it's bloody. I hate a game that's full of sword fighting and combat, doesn't have blood. This game has like really great dismemberment moments and just weird chainsaw shit with blood going everywhere. It doesn't hold back on the blood aspect as well, so I like that part of it.
I like some blood too. It's pretty good.
Yeah, no, the game is it's fun. You've got plenty to play, so I don't know if this is a rush out. It just doesn't seem like a Scott rush out and play. I know you don't play games like necessarily every time for 20 hours anyways, so it's just keep it in mind when you're like, I want to play. Like, this is off the back of The Witcher, and I still wanted to do controller style gameplay and just gave this an experimental shot because it did look cool, and it just turned out to be better than I expected or hoped. Yeah. Because I have a bunch of shit in my library I didn't play, and a lot of gift games, and I was like, I'm playing this, and it worked out, which is nice. And it worked out so much I played it through a couple of times. So hooray!
Nicely
which
done.
brings me to what I played after it, which is I got back to Elden Ring. So I never finished Shadow of the Erdtree, and because I've been playing this game and I'm in a, need to be good to beat bosses kind of zone now because it's Stellar Blade, I was like, I really should finish Elden Ring. And what you were talking about earlier about coming back to games after, I think it's been I've played all of Night Rain and, a bunch of other shit. It's been 2 years or a year since I've last been in Elden Ring. It was so hard to figure out where I was. Like, there's no quest markers, right? Which bosses did I kill? Which areas, like secrets, have I not fully explored? It took me a few hours, but I got back into it. Fortunately, I beat Mesmer on my Steam Deck, so I didn't have that nightmare ahead of me.
The gameplay is crazy good on Steam Decks. It's kind of insane.
Yeah. Actually, it's really really solid Steam Deckable game. I got back in and I've been racking up the last bosses, like all the remembrance bosses, which are the major ones. In particular, well, it's funny because like the game, time to bring the meme back. Elden Ring's kind of easy. So once I figured out everything, I have the One Punch Man build going because there's a martial arts item that you get from the expansion.
Oh, yeah.
And that kind of took over everything. And you have this ability called Palm Blast. And no, it's got nothing to do with jacking at the Stellar Blade. It's actually just like it takes a long time to charge up, and then it one punches for like 1 billion damage. So I just want to say his game's really easy because the boss fight is summon, get a summon, doesn't matter what it is as long as it distracts the boss, and then I stand behind the boss and go, kapow!
Yeah.
Kapow! And just heal through it and just punch them to death. So there's a point to this story about sort of cheesing a lot of the remaining bosses. It's a good time. It's going by quick. All the bosses are easy. Elden Ring, famously easy video game. And then I got to the last boss of the expansion.
I love how you're just pumping people for emails on this whole easy game thing.
Well, there may not, because the game's easy game until I got to this mother effer,
The last
consort Radon. I don't care if that's a spoiler game. The expansion's been out like 2 years.
It's been out long enough. For
Yeah.
You fight Radon again at the end of the expansion, but also Mikola, who's like hanging out. And this is important because, my God, that guy did all the cocaine in the lands between before you fight him. He is on your butt like white on rice, like just absolutely. Like I'm sitting there trying to one punch, and he's killing me because it's a stupid strategy. And I'm like, oh no, the game's not easy anymore. I'm like, oh shit. So now I'm stuck I thought maybe I'd have the game finished, like the expansion finished by the time the show started. That's what I was doing last night at 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. I couldn't beat him. And this is the annoying part is I've made some adjustments. I switched to the Anspur Rapier, which gives Scarlet Rot. It's like, and what's nice is I can hold a shield and stab while getting pummeled. That's why rapiers and spears are good, because their functionality allows you to hold the shield up while attacking with the shield up, which is not a feature with a lot of weapon types. And and like you can dodge roll a lot of his attacks, but you have barely any window to hit him because he jumps 5 million miles in the air like half the time. You're like, great, there's my window gone. So far it's working, but then Mikola comes and she gives you a hug, and it's like, okay, that's a cool cinematic moment. And then she gives you a second hug and insta kills you because she sweet talks you into joining her side. So I had like a boss attempt that was like a 10%. I'm like, I'm gonna get him. Yeah, eat it, bitch. And then she just talks to me and is like, join my side. And then I'm like, okay. And then the game forces you to give up and kills you. So it's tough. John, did you finish the last boss of this expansion?
Although I think Mikola's a boy.
Oh.
They also might be boy and girl because half these people are two people.
I know,
right?
and there's some that switch.
Really, they switch on
theories that some switch.
Yeah. Okay. There's definitely a lot of like gender things happening.
A lot of people think Queen Marika is the same as I can't remember the name. It's probably one
the guy that goes, oh, not him.
No,
not him. That's Ulfnir. No,
Sir Gideon Ulfnir.
Yeah, it might be Marika as Mikella or something like that. I don't know. It's been a while. It's not in my head, but one of the gods is both two people of different genders in one person, something like that. So,
but also the idea of you infecting Radon with Scarlet Rot by using a Scarlet Rot weapon is very funny.
Yeah,
I think that.
Yeah, there's some irony there. Yeah, because he's the Scarlet. Yeah. No, definitely. But
You think
I'm
the
like,
movie
whatever works. I'm not. I'm just like.
You think
it's the only rapier I have that's plus 25. That's why I used it. Like I did it for some reason in the past in the base.
You weren't
game.
trying to be lore ironic or anything like that.
Do you think the movie will clarify all this weirdness, like who's who? And
I hope not.
Yeah,
that would really suck.
No, you have to buy the popcorn bucket, and each popcorn bucket has a different little bit of lore on it. And only by everybody sharing their popcorn bucket lore with each other online will you piece together the full story of the movie.
I can't wait for the ADR. What's it called when you have what's it called? It's like a game around the thing. It's like a ARG. I can't wait for the ARG around the.
They better not explain things. It's going to be so sucky because like part of the game is every now and then going like, why am I playing this?
What are we doing?
Like it's really fun. I like exploring, finding weapons, doing all the things. But then like when it's like when I get in, I'm like, who are the characters? Like Tholier. I was like, oh, I remember he's like wants to kill himself all the time, and he can sell you a potion, and you can kill yourself with the potion. Yeah. But you can cut, and he's really into Saint Trina, so like, which is like some god. And you never meet Saint Trina, but you know she's the goddess of sleep or god of sleep, and like a lot of stuff associated with the sleep mechanic is associated to Saint Trina. Anyways, you can meet Saint Trina in this game, and you can guide Tholier to Saint Trina, and if you do, he comes and helps you fight in certain fights. There's tons of secrets, dude. I was like zipping around. I'm just like, man, this expansion is pretty cool. Like but it's just remembering. But like, I don't know anything about him other than he really likes Saint Trina and wants to kill. He doesn't really want to kill himself, but he wants to go to eternal slumber, which is pretty much
it's like dying. Yeah.
And anyway, it's like a totally not depressing game. Super fun. Full of roses. Totally mixed up. But I will say it is worth it because I never finished Bale. I didn't. Bale was still option. That's the dragon at the top of the mountain.
Bale.
And well, you're talking about Igor, right? So there's an NPC.
Yeah,
you can meet.
The famous.
So
guy.
the dragon stuff's cool because if you get into dragon magic, the way to do it is to eat dragon hearts, right? But it makes you irreversibly psycho the more and more you're in the dragon cult and eating dragon hearts. And Igor is like. He's all consumed except he just wants to kill Bale, and you can summon him. And when you summon, he goes, Bale! I'm going to fuck you up! And it's like the best thing ever. And he's yelling through the entire fight. He's just like, I hate young guts! Like he's just yelling the entire time.
He's like the Robert guy. Maybe that's the same actor.
No, it's more. Get some voice lines.
Here, I have it. I think I have it. Let me see.
Put it in Discord. I want to see.
Put it in Discord. I think this is it.
All right.
Hold on. Where's
that Bale fight's like the best thing Elden Ring has brought to this universe, like to creation. I don't think it'll make it into the movies, but it is certainly.
Let's give this a shot. Discord. All right, I'm gonna hit play here. See what we get. Here we go.
That's
you, Bale!
Wait, who's is it? The dragon yelling it, or
no? You summon a buddy. Like there's an NPC that'll help you with the fight named Igor.
Okay,
and he's a dragon cult guy, and everyone hates Bale. Bale's like some bastard. I don't remember why. They just all freaking. Bale's an old ass dragon, and he's like, "Curse you, Bale! Hereby vow you will rue this day."
There's a whole lot of yelling. I love it.
It's through the whole fight. He's just like, and most of the NPCs in this game are like, the lands are dying. My sight is gone. Like even the big bosses are like, I'm going to die my sword. And he's like, it's like a 20-foot monster, and he's like, please die. And then finally you got this Igor guy who's actually like channeling, like reflecting what the actual game presents you with, which is like, and it's a real contrast to like 200 hours of like weird depression style.
He stands out just like my old favorite before, which was the "Now we shall devour the gods together." That's my favorite guy.
Igor's an MVP. He's up there with that guy. I'm just like, this guy is like, finally somebody who's angry at someone in this game. Like, it is such a violent game, but nobody's angry. Like, nobody's angry violent.
Did you hear
the ones who are don't really talk?
There's a rumor that Tuesday Sony's going to show off their next mainline game, post Elden Ring, like a whole new IP or something.
Like a new Sony IP.
A new From thing, but they'll use the Sony thing to show it. It'd probably be multi-platform though. But I don't know if that'll really happen. I just heard something about it.
Baby, let's go.
You think so? You think it'd go sequel? Maybe.
Yeah.
Don't they have a Switch 2 exclusive coming out?
They do. That one is called, I forgot the name, but yeah, that's still getting worked on. But the one that'll be on everything is supposedly imminent, and maybe they'll use Sony Stage to do it. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Hopefully,
we'll see.
Armored Core, or I hope it's a new Elden Ring, deal.
Man, that Armored Core game was really good too.
Pretty good. I sucked at it. That's good.
Just reminded me that I liked that a lot.
Yeah, it's a Souls-like with a mech. That's what it is. By the way.
Yeah. It used to be my alarm.
I like the Robert. This Robert guy's from Sekiro, right? Robert. Yeah, the guys that die in Sekiro. Not this guy. What? Not him.
That's what he says back after Robert.
I need clips of this Igor guy though. We should add it to our collection.
I need to find him. I need to get isolated versions. There's probably
Carcio Bell.
I'll play him all the time. All right. Well, there you go.
Tiny bit of Pragmata. I just played a little bit.
Oh, I'm not enough to say much. I need to crack that.
Pragmata is my 30 minutes, please. I log in, I do a little section, log off. That's
all right.
So just mentioning, played a bit of Pragmata.
Fair point. Yeah. All right. Well, now this.
That's a good question.
We got to tell you. I've got a couple of bits of feedback here. Oscar wrote in and he said this in an email. Slow clap for John. I couldn't agree with him more. He spelled it with an H though. Anyway, I couldn't agree more with John.
He's agreeing with me. It's okay if he spells it with an H.
Okay,
I only get mad if you're disagreeing with me with an H.
Fair point. He says facts and data over feelings. If you want to make money, if you want to make something for a nonprofit, then you are open to make exactly what you want. However, it is irresponsible to put your feelings over profit when your financial success determines if thousands of employees get paid. Ratings to developers and managers should be stars to navigate the waves. It's interesting. There are countless examples of companies not living by this philosophy, Bungie, Ubisoft, etc. I care enough about these companies and their products to leave a review if it's not viewed as correct. I strongly suggest to all consumers, vote with your dollars. It's the quickest way to make a difference you want.
So this was about me saying I think people should leave a review regardless of what their
correct
opinion.
I think we were talking Steam stuff, like Steam
I think
bomb reviews.
Because to me, I think the idea of that's not a valid reason to dislike a game, and I'm a firm believer you can dislike a game for. I've said it on the show. I don't like sand. Now that has rarely ruined an entire game for me. Yeah, but if it's a valid reason to you, it's a valid reason to you, and you shouldn't go, well, oh, it's a stupid reason, I'm not going to leave a review. You can leave a review. I do think, I think it's an interesting point to say facts and data over feelings. I think a lot of people say that these days, though, and they don't necessarily mean it. What they really mean is just like, oh, we don't care about feelings. But I think right now, not to get political, which usually somebody says right before they get political.
Yeah.
I think right now in a world where, there's the facts and data over feelings or feelings matter, I think right now we're missing all three a lot as a society. I think we're missing facts, data, and feelings.
That's a great thing to say. Yep.
I think we could use a little bit more of all three of those things, because I feel like we're lacking in all three. And I do think that, in general, I think getting your word out in a Steam review, and I heard from somebody else in the chat room saying but one bad Steam review will impact somebody who's an indie developer a lot worse than a big AAA. And that's true. But at the same time, if somebody doesn't like your game, they don't like your game, and there does have to be, and are there games out there that have probably been review bombed unfairly? Sure. But the alternative is to say, well, then nobody gets a voice on this. And I think that that's worse.
Agreed.
And there are people who might feel otherwise, but I think saying like, well, we're just not going to give you a way to give feedback because you can't be trusted to give good feedback. I think that's ultimately more detrimental than having the potential of it, people having unpopular opinions or what we would consider collectively bad opinions on a video game.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes a double-sided sword. That's not how they say that phrase.
It's usually double-edged, but I like it. I like
yeah,
what you did.
Just a double-sided sword, Darth Maul style, cuts both ways. And I think that, go out there. The biggest thing is, here's one thing that I would give people advice on and go out and do, is go out and give games you liked positive feedback.
There you go. Yep.
Like this whole idea of like, oh, I need to do the opposite, a love bomb for a game that got review bombed. Forget that. Just the problem is that usually reviews happen when somebody doesn't like something. You're far more likely to review something because you didn't like it than because you did like it. So find a game that you really liked and go and give a good review for it.
Yeah. Yeah, go do that. Also, send a note or a text to somebody who you're just happy they're in your life and you just want to let them know you appreciate them. That's that's a life review. Do more life reviews.
Yeah.
All right. Bill Russell, not the famous basketball player, but a guy with the same name, wrote in. Bill Russell here. I'll join the minority and join Bo. I don't like in real life fishing. It's boring. Why would I want to fish in a game? Sure, it's easier, and unless there's some big payoff for fishing, I'm not doing the fishing game. It's like pausing the game to stare at the water. Unlike Bo, I don't dislike it with such vitriol. Kind of went after you at the end.
I like that they were like, I agree with Bo. Bo's right.
Yeah.
Y'all should listen to Bo. Bo's a little wrong.
He's a little off.
Like, is how they close.
He's a little extreme, is what they're saying. Yeah,
they walked it back.
Yeah.
Okay. Why would I want to fish shirts?
My favorite thing about this, though, is that unless there's some big payoff for fishing, and then Stellar Blade is like, yeah?
Yep.
What if costumes were behind it?
So let's talk about. Yeah, I want to bring this up because I forgot to bring it up in the Stellar Blade section. So I'm glad you sent this message in because, importantly, I 100% is Stellar Blade. Right? That involved the fishing minigame that's in this game.
Oh yeah, let's hear about it.
And I went, shit, I'm not doing this, am I? And I'm like, but I really like this game and I want to see all the content. And there was some side quests associated with it.
You got to fish
and I
in
started
a lot of
doing
different
this,
places too.
And I'm like, grumble, I hate this. But a few things is, one is they didn't make it too hard. You don't have to go all over the world to fish in different spots a lot. You can get a lot of stuff from like one or two locations.
Mm-hmm.
And and I was like, oh, this is getting kind of boring. Oh. Well, it's a wasteland. And, you can change into a swimsuit while you do the fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And that made it a little better.
Oh, okay.
And you could power through it. And anyways, yes, I caught every single type of fish in the game. Okay, let's move on.
How's the actual mini game though? Is it good? Is it fun? Is it repeatable?
It's weird. It almost feels like combat where you got to like smash X and then hold down your trigger buttons, but not all the way. Like in how they have a graduated response in the trigger button. Yeah. Got to hold it right at the right spot to reel in a bit, and then do it. It's fairly quick, and then once you get fishing data, like you increase your damage, so the fishing got faster and faster.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't too bad. I didn't spend a ton of time on it, a couple hours. Like I said, you throw on the,
You got a good view while you were.
Yeah, I got a good view. I don't want to see Kiryu while I'm fishing or freaking whoever else, but this was like, I was like, all right. Stellar Blade, Eve's worth it. Okay, guys?
Yeah,
I still don't like fishing, but she's worth it.
She's worth fishing for. Wait. There are more fish in the sea like her. I don't know. Something like that. Well, thank you, Bill. Thank you, Oscar. And thank you, everybody who sends us messages. You can do voicemails, texts, emails, anything you want. Go to frogpants.com/core for details on all of it. John, did we give you enough of a window as we end here today? Are we good? I know you had an out.
I got plenty of time. I thought I would wake up right before the show and then still have to pack up and get all ready. And I woke up super early today and was able to get most of that stuff done.
Excellent.
Before, so
that makes me happy to hear that.
I'm doing just fine. I told my parents I would be over there between 1 and 2. And, gonna be just fine for that.
All right. Good deal. The good news is
the good 4 hours of chatting.
Yeah, it's a lot. But Bo's refreshed. He slept right up till the time we started. So you're feeling
I'm going
pretty
back to bed.
Get some more sleep. I might have to rest off some more of this cold. I thought I was over it yesterday, and then today, I don't know what's going on. Stupid thing. But having you all here and listening to us means a lot to us. Thank you all. There's one job for John left, though, before we leave, and that is to do the Dear Martha wrap-up of the games we played today to help those who weren't paying attention. Let's do it now. A letter home. John, take it away.
My dearest Martha, the video games discussed in today's episode were as follows. Lego Batman, Legacy of the Dark Knight. That's the full title. Everyone just calls it Lego Batman, but that's a different game that came out much sooner. In fact, the game has so many skins in it, you can actually unlock Lego Batman inside Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight.
It's not true, is it? Is that true?
That's true.
Shit.
This is a letter. I cannot respond while writing.
All right.
007 First Light. Duck Game. Library. Tidy up the arcane library. Stellar Blade. That's the game that has notable fishing in it. Elden Ring. And Pragmata.
Wow. That was very good. Well, once again, we pulled it off, and now you all know what we played, so quit complaining. It'll also be in show notes and in all the places we post it. If you've got feedback or thoughts, let us know. We'll be back next week for one more episode of Core before our live Core episode at Nerdtacular 2026 here in Salt Lake City, which includes Liam O'Brien sitting in with us.
Assuming both John and Bo can...
Yeah, assuming all things come together with two bureaucratic paperwork things that people have to deal with.
It's pretty fantastic how unprepared we both are in our own procrastination.
Your own special way. Yeah.
To be fair, I've been trying this for a while, and mostly it's been a website issue, and finally I'm just like, fine, I will leave the house and try and get this solved in person.
We've known about Nerdtacular for at least a year to a year and a half.
Yeah, yeah. It's not like you haven't had time, to work it out. But whatever, I'm just happy that this is going to happen, and that Liam will be there. A few other people.
it might just be Scott and Liam.
Might be me and Liam. Me, Dunaway, Liam, and, whoever else can fill.
My wife and son will be there. They can fly.
Yeah, they're coming no matter what. So watch for that.
I'll just try and tell them I'm a 5-year-old with an adult.
Whoa. Anyway, that's all coming up soon, and that'll all be live streamed. For those who cannot attend, we're going to do a live stream of the entire thing, so you get to see that as well as on the feeds and all the fun stuff after. That is going to do it for us. Until next week, when we will have more to say about more things. Stay safe. We'll see you then.
This has been a Frog Pants production. Find all our shows at frogpants.com.
Just messing around here or there.